Welcome back to Alumni Stadium in Chestnut Hill, Massachusetts. Steve Martin here along with Bob Cacciola. It's Tennessee and Boston College. This is the 8th game of the series that dates back to 1941. And of course, Tennessee leads the series 6-1. The last meeting between these two took place in 1979, and it was won by Tennessee 28-16. Look at a beautiful day, and you're looking at Brian Lowe, who after a while of not handling kickoffs is going to be doing the kicking off for Boston College. And deep to receive for Tennessee, you see number 5 Thomas Woods from Gallatin, Tennessee, and Andre Kramer is going to be one of the upbacks. Woods is the man who was number 1 in punt returns in the SEC a year ago. 32,005 and plus on hand to see this one, and we're underway. This is Woods 7 yards deep in the end zone, and he will not run it out as Lowe, kicking with the wind at his back, gets a nice one down into the end zone. We asked Johnny Majors what it's going to take this afternoon to beat this fine Boston College team.
For us to win the ball game, I think we're going to do a very good job of not making mistakes on offense and being able to do a good job of running the ball adequately. And our defense will have to come up with some pressure on the quarterback power, because he's quick. He has a very good arm, a sharp arm. He's accurate with it. We'll have to have some pressure on him to win the ball game and play a very, very good kicking game.
First play from scrimmage, and a pass by Randy Sanders is picked off by Garrick McPherson, and all of a sudden the BC defense picks up a life down to the 32-yard line.
Here we pick it up as the quarterback on the corner. Sanders looking to roll, and he's looking to throw upfield, and there comes McPherson. High, elevates himself on the corner, number 48, the senior.
We have a flag out around the 41-yard line. Let's see what it's going to be.
Got an illegal block below the waist during the run back.
An illegal block, as you heard, so the interception will stand.
Have an illegal block during the run back of the interception, 15 yards.
That's Jim Harper, the referee. We're working with a split crew here this afternoon. Harper working with Jim Owens, and Ray Moon is the head linesman. The line judge is Joe Brimmeyer. Wilson Stanton is the SEC official as the umpire.
The receiver really never looks back to get the ball from Sanders here. Number 7 as he goes down the field, Anthony Miller. The ball was thrown very soon, and a big break for BC early.
Boston College, after the penalty, backed up to their 43, but they've got the football, something they didn't plan on having early. Here is Mike Power back to throw. Power steps up, fires long, wants Flutie. Overthrew him. Covering on the play, Victor Peppers out of Albany, New York, but Flutie was behind him. Ball slightly overthrown by Power. It's been a tough week for Mike Power.
It's been a tough week for Mike Power, but there's the difference right there. Number 24, Flutie's been injured. He's had problems with his hands, as we know, and he's been in a cast the last couple of 3 weeks, and Power gets plenty of protection here. This is very important for him, and he stays in the pocket, something he's been pushed out of in recent weeks.
Mike Power brings him out. He's got Jim Bell in the backfield, along with John Bronner. Here comes Bell, first carry in 2 games. Goes straight ahead up over the 50-yard line, and he's brought down at about the 49. Darren Miller was one to stop him out of Flemington, New Jersey. But there you see Jim Bell. And let's take a look at that Boston College offense as they come out. Mike Power at quarterback. Jim Bell is back. Jim Turner, the fullback, and a cast of great receivers. Flutie and Waddle, they're good ones.
Up front, of course, the key is Jeff Oliver, the big left tackle, the best offensive lineman, and the Waddell brothers at right guard and right tackle, and they're big.
And Brian Shanley is back in place of Bill Scavone at center this week. In motion, 3rd and 2. Here comes a handoff. Bell, and he's got the first down. Moving into the Tennessee secondary to the 42-yard line.
Something the Tennessee coaches were concerned about coming into the ball game. They were mighty impressed by the interior of the BC line, their size and strength and their blocking ability. And look at the right side, just ward them off and give Bell a chance to cut back. They are concerned about the size, particularly inside for BC.
7-yard gain, 1st and 10. As you look at Mike Power, the tackle by Kelly Ziegler and Andre Kramer. 1st and 10, Boston College, Waddle in motion. And off deep to Bell. He's hit right at the point of attack, but surges ahead over the 40 down to the 38. Miller put a shot at him at the 43-yard line, but could not finish the job. However, he does gain about 2 yards. Making the tackle, Kelly Ziegler. Let's take a look at the defensive line here for Tennessee. Mark Polvanek, back from injuries, is back in there. The nose man is Brian Hunt. Marion Hobby, an excellent tackle. We show you a 3-4 concept, but basically, Bob, they're a 50 defense.
That's right. They bring those outside linebackers up to play as defensive ends, get a 50 look up front when they have to.
2nd and 8, Boston College. In motion, that's Giles. Back to throw, and Power, and the flag is thrown. Power to run. At the 35, it gets down at the 32. He's shy of the first down, but let's wait and see what the call is at the near sideline.
The call came early, came from the flank, probably going to go against BC.
Keith DeLong on the tackle as we await the call by the official. Jim Harper. Got a little story about Harper in a moment.
Illegal motion, set back, man in motion was not set for 1 second.
So it's a legal motion against Boston College. Jim Harper, the last time he worked a Boston College game was that game at Sullivan Stadium against Alabama in a rainstorm when the power went out. So he's got some fond memories of
coming to New England and playing this game, playing a role in this game.
And that was, I believe, earlier in the year than this game. And today we're blessed with beautiful weather here. 2nd penalty against Boston College. They've had a problem in that category this season. Massive shifts and 3 wide outs at the line of scrimmage on 2nd and 13. Power, play fake, rush hard and set down. Making the stop is going to be Kelly Ziegler, and that's his first sack of the season.
And you're going to see them come after him. They got a single back, 4 receivers, 2 each side, and they put pressure right away. Ziegler comes up the gut. They didn't protect for him, and he got clean shot at Power. And this is something Tennessee wishes to do. They want to put pressure on Power. People have done it successfully this season.
Been sacked 46 times, Bob. That's the 74th tackle of the season for Ziegler. He's a leading tackler for Tennessee, and that's significant. 38 sacks on the year, a 3rd and 23, and that's significant when you take consideration that he missed 1 game against California.
He's very active. He's got great size at 6'1", 220, and he's just an outstanding football player.
This situation is an offensive coordinator's nightmare on 3rd and 23. Boston College trying to make something out of an interception they picked up on the first play from scrimmage. Rolling out, Power looking long for Flutie, triple covered. He overthrew it.
There was a mix-up that time. Power was looking for Flutie to go deep. Of course, Tennessee had 2 deep coverage. They were really well fortified in the secondary. Never let Flutie get behind him. Power just threw it away.
Nelson covering on the play. He was the deepest back there. Tony Nelson is nursing some injuries. So David Rooney comes in. Rooney and Andre Kramer is going to be back. Andre Kramer actually is going to be back to return the punt. 15 returns this season for a 7.3 average, and Rooney on the year is kicking for a 37.5 average. 46 punts, that's a lot. Big rush on, but he gets it away. Kramer with a fair catch at the 15. So that's where Tennessee will take over. Actually, their 2nd offensive series. Their first was only 1 play long. No score with 11:50 left to go in the first half of play in the first quarter. Back right after this. Massachusetts, Tennessee comes out with the ball. Actually, their 2nd possession. Randy Sanders brings him out over center at his own 15-yard line. That is Cobb and Wilson in the backfield. Getting the ball is going to be Wilson. Charles Wilson, the fullback. He moves up over the 24-yard line to the 26 and picks up some nice running room.
Tennessee shifts into a pro set right here, puts the tailback up on the right side. Wilson stays home at the fullback position. They just slip him the ball behind the tailback's block, as you see here. He runs back inside over his right guard, John Bruin, who's an outstanding football player, gets good yardage.
It's close enough to measure for the first down. Be about 9 yards on the carry. It looks like it's going to be enough. It's a first down for Tennessee, so they get things going. Let's take a look at Tennessee's offense now. Didn't have an opportunity the first time they had the ball. Sanders at quarterback, in for Jeff Francis. Reggie Cobb and Charles Wilson, your running backs. There's the line. 2 great guards, Bruin and Galbraith. And off now to Cobb, straight ahead. Not much, up to about the 26-yard line. That's Wilson again. And that's Bill Thompson on the tackle. Boston College defensively looks like this.
Boston College defensively has to get a lot of play out of their tackles and their nose guard, Dave Nugent, who we might find a defensive tackle today to give him a little added strength. But that's the important part of it. And, of course, 2 great linebackers, Romanowski, the All-American nominee, and Galvin, the guy with great speed.
2nd down and 8 after the 2-yard gain by Wilson. And off this time, Cobb, first time he's touched the ball this afternoon. He gets up over the 30-yard line. Romanowski catches him in a shoestring tackle But again, he falls ahead to the 33. Cobb is quite a talent.
He's quite a talent, and they're coming to their running backs now to get their quarterback, Randy Sanders, into the ball game. Give him a chance to get a feel for it. They're running their two good backs, both Cobb and Wilson, and they can run both off tackle, inside, and outside.
3rd and about 4 coming up after actually 3rd and 3 after a 7-yard gain by Cobb. There's Cobb again. Cobb straight ahead. Duran stacks him up. He gets close to a first down. Looks like he's going to be a yard shy. In on the tackle, Paul Mayer in at the nose guard. It's not close enough for the first down. They'll be forced to punt.
That time they moved Mayer, number 62, in at nose guard, put Nugent, the normal nose guard, at tackle, and there's the play. Right there is the hit by Mayer. He got enough of them and early enough to keep him from getting to the sticks, and it's 4th down for Tennessee.
I want to see a punter. Watch Bob Garman. Look at those yards. 42 a kick. Back deep. It's going to be Waddle. Takes a Tennessee roll. Rolls inside the 20. So that's where you want it, although it didn't look like it was going to go that far in the air, and it's going to go inside the 15-yard line. And Tennessee waiting for it to die, and it rolls right there. Good defensive position. 9:41 left to go in the first period of play. No score. We'll be back after this from your local station.
Remember when every song on the radio was your favorite? Oldies 103 FM. The music that made you feel good then is making you feel good all over again.
The Beatles.
Oldies 103 FM. The greatest hits of all time is the newest hit in Boston. Oldies 103 FM.
Hi.
How did you get up here?
In the amazing Isuzu Trooper 2. Of course, near the top, I did have to shift into 4-wheel drive. Want to buy it?
No, we're supposed to walk.
Can it take all of us?
No sweat.
Are you sure about this?
You have my word on it.
Test drive the rugged Isuzu Trooper 2 at these Isuzu dealers now.
Welcome back to Chestnut Hill, Massachusetts, near Boston. Alumni Stadium, the location as you look in on the offensive huddle. Tennessee and Boston College. No score early on. BC at their own 14-yard line. Mike Power brings them out. And back in motion is Cherry. The pitch is to Bell to the top side. Bell looking for the sideline. And has it shown to him out there along the far sideline for very little gain. The announcers for this game are selected and compensated by Jefferson Pilot Teleproductions. This broadcast is a copyright presentation. Any use of this broadcast without the express permission of Boston College, the Southeastern Conference, is prohibited. As we take a look in the Boston College huddle, there's Jim Bell's performance thus far this season. They missed him for 2 games. That's through 6, actually. 2nd down and 4 after the 4-yard gain on the play. Here comes the pitch, but wait a minute. A flag thrown in the Boston College backfield.
There was a real miscommunication between the quarterback Power and the rest of the line. He looked like the snap was made before. The line jumped off, and this is going to go against BC. Several mistakes here early for them. They had field position.
Illegal movement in the offensive line of scrimmage.
As we look at it from this level, you see the right guard and the right tackle. That's both brothers. That's Doug Wydell, the right guard, and his brother David, the senior. Both moved before the snap.
So Casparello got an early start. 3 penalties, 25 yards. Boston College 2nd at 9, back at their own 14. Here is Bell. Handoff right up the middle, and not much working in the middle. And he ran into the big-nosed man, Charles McCray, right up the gut. Ray Cooper also in on the stop.
And watch the play here as you see number 70 come down off the block of 66. That's Aiken, the right guard. And there's the play in the middle. Good job by the Tennessee interior, and 3 people in on a tackle, and they stop him for little gain.
Cooper gets primary credit for the tackle. 19 tackles on the season out of Memphis. 3rd and 8. No score. Boston College and Tennessee. BC at their own 15-yard line. Flutie in motion. Power rolling right to throw. Watch Flutie complete at the 26. It's down to the 28-yard line and a flag thrown into boot. Kramer in late. Days on the tackle. So Boston College will get a nice gain on the play and a penalty to boot.
And here comes Flutie back from the wide side, and he curls back to the football in the middle. He gets in between the linebacker coming inside out and the cornerback. And watch for number 1 coming late, and they called him for it. Here's Flutie coming in motion. Watch him come down and finds the seam, turns back into it right there, ties up with it. Good job, good timing pattern, good protection for Mike Power. And there's the hit by number 1, Andre Kramer, the strong safety, coming up a little bit late. And there's Darren Flutie, the senior at Natick High School, the brother, of course, of the famous quarterback Doug Flutie.
13-yard gain plus 15 on the penalty. Here's the pitch to Bell. Bell at the 45. And he's ridden out of bounds. They say he stepped out a little early at the 46-yard line. Ridden out of there, looked like by Marion Hobby.
Boston College put their formation to the field now, and they're running Bell from the tailback position back into the sideline, into the boundary, the short side of the field where they've got an extra blocker in their tight end. That's the second time they've run it for good yardage. They may come back to that play in the crucial situations.
Lost the last 2 games to West Virginia and Rutgers without him as a part of it. And so far he's carried 6 times for 28 yards this afternoon. 2nd and 6. Back to throw Power. Power scrambling. He'll have to run. He's got the first down and more. Now he's headed for the sideline wisely at the 36.
We know that Mike Power can run. That time he was looking deep to go again. The Flutie and Waddle who were working their way up the field, but they get out of contain. On the left side of our screen, you'll see the contain man Miller lets him outside of him and gives him a chance to get on the corner, and he'll run when he can do it. Of course, he's doing it today knowing that his backup quarterback is hurting also, and that's Mark Camphouse.
Camphouse suffered bruised ribs against West Virginia late in that game. His availability very limited today. Here's Power, 1st and 10. Runner to block. Goes to the corner. It is complete to Marcus Cherry at the 32-yard line. Not much of a gain on the play, maybe about 4 yards. And Terry McDaniel comes up to make the stop.
And of course, he was again looking upfield, this time for Tom Waddle, the flanker. When Waddle was covered deep along with Flutie, he came to the outlet. That was Cherry coming from inside out for the short pattern. Picked up about 4 yards.
Flutie goes out. It'll be 2nd down and 6. As we see Ray Hilbert come to the bottom of your screen. Casparello comes in motion also to the bottom. To the short side of the field. Pitch goes to Bell. Bell at the 30. He's open. Down to about the 21-yard line. Ridden out of bounds by Kelly Days.
Boston College does a great job of motion and moving people. Watch the tight end came across the formation, lined up on the right side, and again, they get the ball to Bell into the boundary with the extra block of Bronner, and Tennessee has not made an adjustment to that, and they're picking up good yardage, staying into the sideline, away from the field.
Bell, 7 carries, 37 yards this afternoon. Already has an impact on this game as Boston College starting this drive at their own 14. They're at the Tennessee 22. Cherry in motion. Here is Bronner, the fullback, straight ahead, inside the 20, down to about the 13. Pick anybody along that front line as Mike Kelly, Marion Hobby, and Charles McCray on the stop.
I think the coming back of Jim Bell into this offense means a lot to them. They really didn't have consistency in the running game. And for BC to move the ball and to score, they've got to have somebody at tailback to keep you honest. So I think he balances it off and gives Mike Power, their quarterback, a chance to operate both as a runner himself, but more importantly as a passer. They have that tailback back, that big back who can run that ball outside and inside.
2nd down and 6. Power gives to Bell again. Bell runs into a host of people right up the middle, and he is stopped primarily by Keith DeLong out of Lawrence, Kansas.
A great story, Keith DeLong, and a great football player. He's the son of Steve DeLong, who was an All-America at Tennessee. And watch him look at a cutback and look at him fill that hole. You just can't do it any better than Keith DeLong, the junior, at 6'2", 212 pounds. Good size at that linebacking core with DeLong and Ziegler.
Mark Ankin took a stab at him but couldn't. Gain of 1 on the play. 3rd down and 5 coming up. No score. Boston College and Tennessee with 6:24 left in the first. Flutie in motion to throw. Power. Lots of time looking for Flutie over the middle. It's incomplete.
Late with the football that time. Flutie came open early. Power didn't deliver it to him on time. A little bit late with the ball. The coverage came, and he threw it up and away. Watch it here as we see. They come up with split backs, a passing set, and they're looking for Flutie. He'll appear in the left corner of the screen. He's curling back to the ball, but he threw it a little bit too late. He was open early.
This brings on Brian Lowe for a 34-yard field goal attempt. His longest this season is 44. He is so far on the year 7 out of 8 in the field goal department. Sean Carmody is going to be doing the holding. Number 13. There's the snap and the kick by Lowe. And it is good. No, it is no good. Looked like it crawled inside the crossbar, but they say it is no good. And Boston College, with a nice drive all the way down from their own 14-yard line, does not score.
Brian Lowe thinks it was good also. He went over and talked to that official.
So Tennessee takes the ball back over, and they get it at their own 20-yard line. No score in the first quarter of play with 6:11 left.
BC, and it's staying to the right as we follow it up over the top.
It apparently went right over the top of that right upright, and so it is no good. In motion, that's Cleveland. Here is Cobb. Cobb chased by Nugent and tracked down and only a 1-yard gain. There's Dave Nugent making the tackle for Boston College.
Nugent comes from the nose guard position right down, and he flattens out, which every defensive lineman has to do. And he takes the shortest cut to the ball carries. He turns upfield. Big play by the BC defense. And if the game is going to be won today, it's guys like Nugent, the senior out of Reading, Massachusetts, and others that have to make the plays. The defense for BC has not been consistent in recent weeks.
Second down and 9. Here's Sanders to throw into the flat. And looking for Anthony Miller, the speedster out there, who had some protection, but it was thrown into the ground.
And that's just a quick screen pass to the wideout. And he really, this thing has great potential. He's got 2 blockers in front of him, but he just throws a knuckleball to him. Bad pass by the quarterback, that's all.
Leash just hung up on his hand. Miller comes to the sideline now. Middlebrooks is back in, so they go from that 3 wide receiver set to using a tight end here, needing a first down. No score, Tennessee and Boston College, 5:33 left first period. Sanders to throw. Looking upfield, he wants his fullback, intercepted by Galvin. Galvin at the 28, down to the 27-yard line. Bruin brings him down, and Galvin picks off his first pass of the year.
The Volunteers like to come. Tennessee likes to come to their backs out of the backfield, and he's looking for him right here as he comes out. He was looking for William Howard, the fullback. He just threw it a little bit tough and high, and as it bounced off, Galvin, who's got great speed, he's got 4.7 speed at linebacker, makes the play. But here it is. He's just dropping that ball off to him. If he catches it, he's got good field in front of him. Big break for Boston College. They've got several so far in the first period, but they better take advantage of it soon.
They are sitting at the Tennessee 26-yard line. Running is Bell. Gets his way to the 25. Not much more than that at the 24-yard line. Coming in for the tackle, Victor Peppers, and Tennessee already owns the turnover department with 2 so far.
That time they ran back again into the boundary, but the cornerback came up, Peppers, right away and diagnosed the play and kept it to a short gain, and that's what they got to do. They've got to be able to get the cornerback up and force the tailback, Bell, to either cut it back inside where the pursuit is coming from.
Second down and 8. Cherry is split to the bottom side. Waddle up top. Waddle the leading receiver at BC. Here comes Bell, though, straight ahead, and he moves down to close to the 20-yard line.
Boston College is thinking they're in the 4-down zone here. They can go in on 4th down. Just running up behind his fullback here is Jim Bell, the senior from Madison, Connecticut, number 33. And he carries 6 feet, 202 pounds, and he's a good runner. He can run it both inside and outside, and he could be the difference for the Boston College Eagles today.
Kelly Ziegler from Miami in on the stop for Tennessee. It's 3rd and 4. This scoreless ball game with 4:17 left to go, first period. Gasparillo set up in a passing situation. Here's Power to throw. Wants Gasparillo over the middle, and it's incomplete. Protecting on the play, Tony Nelson for Tennessee. BC doesn't go to that tight end a lot.
I was just going to say that. They do not go to Gasparillo as much as they have in the past, in past seasons here. And again, this is a poorly thrown pass. It's a tough pass because it was good coverage that time by DeLong, who was in front of the tight end, but he just did throw a good spiral.
Here comes Brian Lowe again. This kick is going to be deeper. It's going to be a 37-yard field goal attempt. He missed his first one from 34. Sean Carmody to hold as we set the line of scrimmage now at the 20-yard line. Boston College needing to get something out of 2 interceptions, and a good drive. There's the kick by Lowe. It is up, and it is good. Lowe puts Boston College on top. They take advantage of the second pass interception, and they move out in front by a score of 3-0 with 4:02 left to go in the first period of play. We'll be back after this word from your local stations. We'll follow Boston College to Notre Dame in a battle of 2 great American independents from Notre Dame at high noon, so don't miss it. Brian Lowe kicked a 37-yard field goal to put Boston College on the board. Here's an early score at Notre Dame. Fighting Irish leading Navy the contest by a touchdown. Lowe's field goal came 3 plays after John Galvin picked off a Randy Sanders pass.
We should note here that Boston College won the toss and elected to kick off. They took the wind and elected to kick off. That's a very interesting choice on the part of Jack Bicknell. What happens now is they've got to stay and take advantage of that in this first period with 4 minutes left. They did it with 1 field goal, but they'll only have the win for 4 more minutes.
Here comes Lowe with a kick. Back deep is Woods, and he's driven out of the end zone with a kick, and that's the effect of the win right there. Of course, Boston College got a free series with the interception on the very first play, and now we look out into the Tennessee huddle and see if we're going to see a new quarterback. And yes, we are. We're going to see Sterling Henton out of Passaic, New Jersey. Henton comes into the picture, number 16, 5 for 7 on the season, 117 yards, 71% pass completion, but his forte is running the football.
That's right. We can look at him as a runner. At Passaic High School produced one other great football player today.
Greg Hayward we're talking about from Pitt. There's a handoff to the fullback and a fumble picked up by Steve Williams. He gets into the end zone, but I believe it's going to be blown dead.
It's blown dead. The question is, was the ball dead?
They're marking it at the 17-yard line. Boston College thinks they've got their 3rd turnover.
And they do.
Steve Williams picking up the fumble.
Tremendous amount of breaks in this first period for Boston College. Just the handoff deep in the backfield of Reggie Cobb. He's trying to cut it back. He's hit by Romanowski, and the ball comes bouncing out. And there's number 2, Steve Williams, the senior from Providence, Rhode Island, who got the fumble, and BC again has great field position.
2 pass interceptions and a fumble, and more great field position for Boston College at the Tennessee 18. And off straight ahead to Bronner. Not much running room. Coming in on the stop is going to be Kelly Ziegler, also Charles McCray, the freshman from Clinton, Tennessee. In on the stop for the volunteer defense, who's been out there an awful long time in this
and that's a very important factor. BC is a big physical team up front. They've been running the ball fairly effectively. They've got great field position here. 2nd and 8 for Mike Power. Usually they throw the ball, but here they've got the ball in the 2nd down. In the 4th down zone, they may run it.
And they go to Jim Bell. Bell, following the block of Doug Wydell, gets inside the 15 to the 13. He's tackled by Terry McDaniel, and there is a flag on the play.
The penalty probably looks like it may go against Tennessee, and it may be a late hit.
Grabbing of the face mask by the defensive team, 5-yard penalty.
It's the minor face mask penalty. Let's take a look at it.
And the ball deep here to Bell behind his fullback Bronner, and as he breaks in there, tough to see any face masks at all.
But they say there was one. Eric Hayworth, or Tracy Hayworth, on the tackle for Tennessee. As Johnny Majors looks on, you've seen his defense go up against some pretty tough odds this afternoon. They've been defending the 4-down area most of the day. 2nd and 1. Bell with a carry inside the 5. Pushes his way to about the 4-yard line. Runs into Hovanek, and also in on the play, Hobby. And Charles McCray gets another call as well.
Boston College inside the 10-yard line, coming with 2 tight ends to give balance to their offense, to be able to run either left or right. They've got in the game Casparella and Kyle Hudgens.
They make the 1st down, and they have 4 shots at it from the 5. If you look at Jim Bell. Bell looks happy to be back in this ball game after sitting out 2 weeks with a pulled hamstring in the Army game. So far, he's rushed 12 times for 49 yards. There you see the 1st down statistic in the 1st half.
Timeout for BC on the field. They want to make sure they get the right call here. Jack Bicknell has decided to take a timeout.
2:34 left to go in the first period of play. Boston College As Bob pointed out, they declined the option. They wanted to kick so they could have the wind. Importantly, here in the first quarter, they want to keep that wind with 2:34 left. And they're down in the 4-down area at the 5-yard line, hoping to get their signals straight. It's 1st and goal at the 5.
And in the game, they have Chico, number 41, another tight end, back into the football game. So, and they substitute again for him. So they're substituting and shuffling their tight ends in and out of the game.
North Carolina leading Maryland. First quarter down in College Park. Notre Dame has Navy by a touchdown at South Bend. That's in the first quarter of play. We'll keep you up to date on all the scores throughout the afternoon as we have them, as Mark Power talks to the official.
Mike Power under a lot of pressure in recent weeks, whether he should be the starting quarterback or not, and his coach Jack Bicknell defending him at every turn.
And you know, Power hasn't done that bad a job. He can't control whether he gets sacked 38 times. Here comes a handoff. Bell inside the 5, down to the 3. Hobby in on the stop. He's got him by the belt. Also, Kelly Ziegler getting off from the pile.
Very tough inside. Tennessee from tackle to tackle is a tough football team when you consider that DeLong and Ziegler are backing him up. And when you look at them inside as they try to run right at him using their tailback Bell, you can see there's a lot of hitting going on. A good job by McCray breaking his tackle, and the fill by Marion Hobby, the sophomore out of Alabama.
2nd and goal from the 3-yard line. Split backfield. Hislop and Bell are back there for Mike Power. Here is Power to carry. Power fumbles the football. It's picked up by Tennessee. Flag on the play.
And Jack Bicknell very discouraged. They had a great shot at more points, and we've mentioned how many breaks they've gotten. Here it is, 1st down. Going the other way for Tennessee. They came out in a pro set, tailback at home, and they tried to run the option.
During the run, we had holding on the offensive team. It's declined by the White. It's 1st down.
They tried to run an option back into the sideline. You see it here, the fake to the fullback. Here comes Power, and he makes the right choice. He decides to keep it. But watch this hit from behind by number 55 for Tennessee, and that is Kimbrough, and Kimbrough makes the hit.
And
watch his arm come across there. He made the hit. There's a key fumble and a big break, and Tennessee gets the ball. DeLong makes the recovery.
Keith DeLong makes his first fumble recovery of the year. 1st and 10 from the 5. And off straight ahead, and it's going to go to Reggie Cobb. Cobb gets out to about the 10-yard line. As you look at Sterling Hinton.
Hands the ball deep to his tailback. They just want to keep it together here, get some better field position, make a 1st down, and finally get their offense going.
And off again, Cobb. Cobb busts a tackle. He just hit somebody and went straight ahead to the 15-yard line. You know, there's a story about Cobb. Cobb was attending a game at Knoxville. Of course, there's Johnny Majors. Cobb is a native of Knoxville, and went to see Georgia play Tennessee one time. Was so impressed, of course, with Herschel Walker. From there on in, his number would be number 34, and he runs like Herschel Walker as well.
He sure does. He's 5'11", about 205 pounds, and he takes it up inside with authority. Only a freshman.
Made 4 hard yards that time. It's going to be 2nd down and 6 coming.
Last week he had a career high against Georgia Tech of 140 yards with 27 carries.
Started the season off with a bang with 126 yards against Iowa in the kickoff classic. This is going to be close enough for a 1st down. They're going to measure.
I think it's very interesting that Johnny Majors has come, it's a little bit short, with Sterling Hinton here so early in this football game. He's only a freshman. He's 6'2", about 191 pounds. They like him a lot. He's a great athlete, and he can run the option, and he can roll out with the football. So they decided to go with Sterling Hinton, the freshman out of Passaic, New Jersey, at quarterback, right here with 1:20 left in the first period of this football game.
Third down.
So they're going to decline the penalty, and instead of taking 2nd and 2, there was a penalty against Boston College. They'll take 3rd and an inch. 3-0 Boston College. 1:15 left to go. Big 3rd down carry. This is Howard. He's got the 1st down. Howard up over the 20 to the 24-yard line, and a flag thrown in as June Anderson and Ed Duran make the stop.
It's just Power, as you see Howard, and he almost breaks the line of scrimmage here, and that could have been an even bigger gain before he's finally brought down by Duran. But Howard out of Lima, Ohio, is a good-sized fullback at 6 foot, 239 pounds.
He was originally signed by Kentucky. Here's the penalty now. As we see it marked off, it's a major one against Boston College after the play. Looks like it's going to be a personal foul against Boston College. It brings it out to the 37-yard line. Best offensive field position of the day for Tennessee. Here's Hinton. The throw. Throws incomplete, intended for Terrence Cleveland. Let's take a look at the late hit. This is what the penalty's all about. June Anderson gets caught.
That time, Hinton was looking to get his one of his favorite receivers, Terrence Cleveland, up into the seam between the strong safety and the safety. He was open. Pass was just a little bit too long.
Second down coming up. Oh, we've had a bunch of flags here in the first half. Here's a handoff to Cobb on the counter. Cobb over the 40, out to about the 43-yard line. Picked up by Ed Duran on the tackle.
Tennessee really makes a lot out of formations. They don't do much motion, but they do a lot of shifting. They come up with an I set, a single back, a pro set. That time they were in a pro set. He runs a little draw play here. And number 34, Reggie Cobb, cuts to the opening. He finds the opening. He gets upfield, good yardage, and the tide has turned a little bit here for Tennessee. They've got much better field position. They got their offense making some first down.
Gain of 6, 3rd and 4. There is Hinton going to the flats. It is incomplete. Intended out there on the flats to Thomas Woods, and a big play by Vincent MUNN.
MUNN timed it perfectly. He came up. It was a little stop pass. The receiver's just coming down to get enough yardage for a first down, and the ball was thrown, and MUNN took a gamble, and he almost came up with the interception, but more importantly, he forced them to punt.
Leads Boston College in interceptions with 3, and there is Bob Garman. You know, 53-yarder the first time. It traveled about 25 in the air, the rest on the ground with a nice bounce. Here's the kick. This is a beaut. It hangs for Waddle. At the 21, he fumbled it, but manages to pounce on it to save it for Boston College. So with 9 seconds left to go in the first period of play, BC gets the ball with a wind at their back, leading by a score of 3-0. But if you're looking at Tennessee, you got to feel that you're very fortunate to be only down by 3 with all that's happened to them.
And that's exactly what Johnny Majors is thinking. He's saying, hey, we had a lot of breaks go against us. We've turned the ball over. We've had penalties, and we're only trailing by 3, and we're going to get the win, and it is a factor in 9 seconds. 39-yard punt by Garman that time. Here's Power setting up with the wind. Goes to the flats to Bell. Bell gets a nice block from Wydell and gets out to the 32-yard line. Gain of about 8 on the play. DeLong comes up to make the stop out of his linebacker spot. And that's the end of the first period of play. Boston College with a 37-yard field goal on the board. We'll be back after this word from your local station.
America, take this road test.
Welcome back to Boston College's Alumni Stadium in Chestnut Hill, Massachusetts, near Boston. Steve Martin here along with Bob Cacciola. Boston College leading Tennessee by a field goal, coming up on 2nd and 1 at their own 32-yard line. Back to throw, Power. Mike Power looking for Jim Bell. It is incomplete. Let's take a look at the first quarter stats here. While we have a moment, Tennessee and Boston College having at it. Boston College total yards, they lead there 80-40. The passing yards, Tennessee thrown 3 passes. 2 of them have been picked off. That's between 2 quarterbacks.
That's right, but it's early on, and Hinton just came into the game for Tennessee. We may see a change in that figure, but basically it's been Boston College with a lot of opportunities on offense in the first period.
And we've seen so far 3 turnovers, 4 turnovers in 15 minutes of play. That is Hislop. So it brings people with him over the 35-yard line to about the 37.
Substituting different backs, different receivers, but Hislop into the game, going for the first down yardage here behind the block of his fullback. And Hislop gets inside and gets enough yardage and keeps the drive alive.
Kelly Ziegler coming up with a tackle, leading tackler for Tennessee. Boston College 1st and 10 at their own 36. Lots of late shifts. Power, deep handoff to Bell. Bell straight ahead to about the 38 to 39-yard line. Keith DeLong making the stop, but Boston College wanting to spread Tennessee around the field.
They want to spread him, but they're still trying to run back inside, but it's awfully tough to run inside. Watch the fill at the linebacker here. Watch DeLong, 33, just moves perfectly behind the block, follows the ball carrier, and makes the hit. Gets some support. I mean, they're tough to run in from tackle to tackle. They've got good down linemen, and they've got excellent linebackers.
And that's DeLong at 212 trying to battle off Doug Weidel at 277 pounds, but he did it and made the stop. Here's Power on 2nd and 8. Power has a man complete. It is Darren Flutie. First down over midfield.
Big difference today, Steve Martin. The fact that Power is getting protection. He sat in that pocket and he waited. Look at this protection for Flutie to go down and curl back to the football. This is very well done, but the difference is the line blocking for Mike Power. He's getting time.
That's the second pass reception for Darren Flutie today, and he now is second all alone in the BC all-time receiver list at 122. Needs 11 more to surpass Kelvin Martin at Boston College. 1st and 10, the Eagles. There is Brano, the big fullback. Used to be a nose guard. Pulls his way down to the 43-yard line. Keith DeLong in on the stop. We called Keith's name a lot.
Major's looking on. He wants to get his hands on that football a little bit more. 10th year at Tennessee, 19 years total coaching. In his 11th season, excuse me. He's had 10 years, and in those 10 years, 7 times they've gone to bowl games. This is his 11th year as head coach, his 19th year total.
Stops at Iowa State and Pittsburgh, where he won a national championship. 2nd down and 8. 2 late shifts in the line of scrimmage. 3 wide receivers for Power. Big rush on Miller. Hunts down Mike Power back at the 47-yard line.
Great job that time. They took a chance and they came with the outside linebackers. And if you look at the sacks by the Tennessee defense, it usually comes from the linebacker, and Miller just came clean. Why? Because they spread him out. They had 3 wide receivers. They had 1 back there. They just didn't have enough protection for him. And that's the senior, Darren Miller, from Flemington, New Jersey.
Returned a fumble in the kickoff classic, 96 yards for a touchdown earlier this season. It seems like so long ago, August 30th. 3rd and 15. BC leading Tennessee by a field goal. Here's Power. Naked rollout. Cants out and fires. It's intercepted. Intercepted and picked up down to the 40-yard line. That looks like Victor Pepper. No, it's going to be, I believe, Andre Kramer. Andre Kramer making the pickoff. That's his first interception of the season.
This is a bootleg action. This is a naked as he comes out with no blockers. He beats the block of the defensive end who was rushing him. But when he comes up to throw the ball here and he's looking for Casparella, he just threw it into the hands of Kramer, who was in perfect position, had the tight end covered as he came across. Big mistake by Mike Power. First one of the day for him.
5th turnover of the game. First interception thrown by Power today, and his 7th of the season. And here's Hinton to pass. He's got Anthony Miller out in the flats. June Anderson trying to track him down. He's still free. And gets down to the 21-yard line. Driven out of bounds at the 21. First completion of the game for Tennessee, and it's for 9th yardage.
And it's the little flip screen. They tried it before, and the quarterback that was in the game that time, Sanders, threw it in the ground. But this time they get it out there. Look at the blockers they have in front of Miller. This is perfectly executed with that kind of speed. Another member of the Tennessee track team, Anthony Miller from Pasadena, California. He got upfield, got a first down, and Tennessee's got the best field position of the day.
How strong is that wind? It just blew the football off the field, off the mark. There's Anthony Miller from Pasadena Junior College. 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line, a 20-yard gain. Deep handoff goes to William Howard. Howard just carries people inside the 20, and we've got a flag and a late hit. Carrying on the play is Keith Davis. That's his first carry of the afternoon.
There's a confrontation there between the great offensive guard Harry Galbraith of Tennessee and Bill Romanowski, the All-American candidate from BC. Let's see how it goes.
2 All-Americans go at it, and let's see what the call is going to be. Penalty against Tennessee. Here comes a call.
We have a dead ball, personal foul, striking by the offensive team. 15 yards, a 2nd down.
That was the call. Let's see what happens here late. Now watch the top of the screen, and there's Galbraith pushing Romanowski. You know, this is a physical game. I'm really surprised. Here we go. I don't know.
Better them than me.
Tough break, though. Actually, they took him out and pushed that ball back over the 30-yard line. They're looking at a 2nd down and long, and for the first time for Sterling Hinton, the freshman quarterback. Big decision here.
Kennard McGuire out of Memphis is split to the bottom of your screen. Out of the I formation, here is Hinton to throw. Nugent applying pressure. It's a screen to Wilson. Wilson ahead, not much yardage to about the 30-yard line, a gain of 2.
Excellent job, though, by June Anderson, the defensive end, who got up into that screen and forced the ball carrier to try and turn back. Watch the pressure here. It's well done, though, well executed by Hinton as he puts it out. Watch 37 on the corner. See him come up, and he forces him to try and cut back. He loses a little bit of balance, and by that time, the pursuit got to him. Anderson made the play.
Peter Gray also helping out. Anthony Miller split wide to the bottom, 3rd and 22. Boston College 3-0 over Tennessee. 10:40 left, first half. And off straight ahead. Draw play with it. That is Wilson, and gets down inside the 15 to the 10-yard line. Ed Duran has to make a safety stop. Still going to come up on 4.
And they caught him here. They expected run and they expected pass out of Tennessee. They ran a little option, handed to the fullback. And the big number 32, Charles Wilson, rumbled inside the 15-yard line, got 22 yards and got a first down. Excuse me, got a 4th down and 3.
At 19 yards, and it's going to be 4th and 3, and this will bring the field goal unit on, it appears. And out to kick is going to be Phil Rich out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. 11 out of 16 thus far this season, 51 yards. This is a 30-yard field goal by Rich. It's a low squib kick. Good! It didn't clear the crossbar by much, but it got over. And we got a tie ball game. So Tennessee evens the score on a Phil Rich field goal of 30 yards at the 9:51 mark. It's tied at 3 apiece. Let's take another look at Phil Rich's field goal attempt.
Look at this thing. It's twisting on its side. But it's over, and that's all that matters.
He slam dunked it. 30 yards away, and Tennessee, it's 3 points either way if it clears across by 1 feet or 30. Here comes the kick, and it's taken by Frazier at the 2. Frazier up the middle of the field and knocked from his feet at the 20-yard line. Let's take a look at the scoring drive now for Tennessee. 4 plays, 27 yards, 2:08 to convert, and Phil Rich with his 12th field goal of the season, a 30-yard line drive.
Now again, Mike Power working against the wind, and the wind is a factor right in his face now. He's got plenty of time on the clock. The ball's sitting right on the 20-yard line. They've been doing a lot with their tailback, Jim Bell, from the deep back position as they come out in this formation.
A wing back to the top side. That's Flutie in motion across your screen, and here is Bell with a carry. Bell straight ahead to about the 25-yard line. Getting off the bottom of the pile is going to be Kelly Ziegler. Notre Dame putting it to Navy in the 2nd quarter at South Bend, where we'll be next week, and Vanderbilt leading Rutgers, a Great American Independent, by a field goal in Nashville. Our score is tied at 3 apiece.
We see in the ball game at fullback John Bronner, number 90. He's the big one at 6'4", 237, and he's a good one to have in front of Jim Bell as a blocker.
Power looks at 2nd and 5. Boston College 25. He's rolling to his right. Tries to get the corner as the first down just in time, and avoids a tackle by Mike Kelly from Chattanooga. Get out of bounds.
He was looking to find his deep back in that particular case, Marcus Cherry. This is a bootleg action or a counter action. He comes back and he's following the fullback. Bronner's his personal blocker out there, and he just eludes number 77.
That's Richard Cooper.
Richard Cooper, the defensive tackle. And Power got enough. He decided to tuck the ball in and get his first down as he stepped out of bounds.
At the 30-yard line of Boston College, Gasparillo sets up tight on the right. In motion, Ray Hilbert. Here's the pitch to Bell. Bell with a flag thrown in to boot. Gets up over the 30-yard line to about the 32. Let's see where that flag is thrown. Looks like it's got an extra weight on that flag today, Bob.
Yeah, it's going to fly away on him, but let's hear it from the referee. Again, they tried to go back into the sideline, but again, Tennessee is defending it much better. Early, they made good yardage on that play. Penalty's going to go against BC.
Boston College seems to want to run into the boundary a lot here in the first half.
They did initially with great success, but now the cornerback is starting to fill for Tennessee.
We have illegal motion on the offensive team, illegal movement in the offensive backfield is declined. 2nd down.
They declined a penalty because they made no gain on it, so therefore they've got a 2nd down and 10.
By boundary, we mean to the short side of the field. The ball is over on the right hash mark. 2nd down and 9 for Boston College. 8:53 left in the first half of play. Here's a handoff. Bell. Bell jumps into the hole and gets up over the 36-yard line. Carried a few people with him. Finally brought down there by Keith DeLong.
Bell has the ability, we've seen enough of him this year, that he has the ability to change and stop on a dime and make the cut, and he does that well. And you see him here, and he can start up again from almost a stop position. He's really a very durable back, a very impressive runner, and as we've seen today, he can also catch the ball coming out of the backfield. He means a lot to have him back today against Tennessee.
Tennessee and Boston College tied at 3. It's 3rd and 3 for BC at their own 37-yard line. Bell in a wing to the right, back to throw is Power. Power has Waddle complete. Waddle at midfield breaks the tackle in a foot race. Waddle at the 20, changes direction and gets pulled down by Kelly Ziegler at the 15-yard line.
You got to see this play to appreciate it. They shifted late and got their tailback Bell into the slot, and he cleared the area, and Waddle, who doesn't have great speed, comes underneath him. As Bell cleared the area, he came underneath him, broke a couple of tackles, and turned what was going to be a first down play into a near touchdown and a big gainer for BC. And great effort by Ziegler, the linebacker, who chased down a wide receiver.
Waddle, of course, tried to change directions to fake Ziegler out, but Ziegler held his ground. We've got an injured Tennessee player back at the 45-yard line. As we'll seek to identify him momentarily, Boston College on a 48-yard gain. Score tied at 3, and we'll be back after this from your local station. True freshman being carried to the sidelines. He turned his ankle when Waddle cut. Let's take a look at Waddle's cut. Looks like he got hit by his own man as he went down as Waddle was running by them. Boston College now at the 15-yard line of Tennessee, 1st and 10. Mike Power gives to Jim Bell, and Bell is hit in the backfield by Keith DeLong. DeLong sets him back to the 18-yard line. We heard that Tennessee was going to try to play tough on the line of scrimmage and blow some people in there, and DeLong proves it.
What they do so well is their linebackers fill the hole and read so well, both DeLong and Ziegler, and he came that time. That time they tried to run sort of a little sprint draw action with the tailback Bell running back to the tight end side into the sideline, but no way the linebacker was going to be fooled.
Loss at 2, 2nd and 12. Here comes Bell on the draw, and he's hit right at the line of scrimmage. Surges ahead. Brian Hunt out of DeSoto, Texas, leveled him just as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage.
And watch Hunt, number 74, is going to make the play right on the nose. Watch him come off the block of the center, Shanley, and he just makes a great play down here. And this is where Tennessee's been tough today. When you're going in for that score, they just have not. They've been very tough inside their 20-yard line.
Boston College knows very well they've been inside there 3 times, and they've only come up with a field goal. Boston College 50% on 3rd down. Back to throw. Big rush on. Power gets to the corner. Now throws across the green. It's nearly intercepted and knocked down at the last second. Intended for Ray Hilbert. Oh no, Tom Waddle in the middle of the set, and Terry McDaniel was the one who made the stop.
But he was looking for Cherry. Marcus Cherry is in the end zone, covered pretty well, and he elects just to throw the ball here. He would have been better off really tucking it under and getting out of bounds. Instead, there was a near interception and great pursuit. Both linebackers coming that time, forced him out of the pocket, and BC now kicking into the wind has to try and get 3 instead of a touchdown.
It's a 34-yard field goal right into the teeth of that wind, blowing at 15 miles an hour for Brian Lowe, who's 1 out of 2. Carmody with a hold. Here's the kick. It is up, and it is good, just barely. Boston College moves out in front of the 6:23 mark on Brian Lowe's 34-yard field goal. 3 field goals to show, 5 turnovers so far. We've got a good one on our hands here near Boston, as Boston College leads Tennessee by a score of 6-3. 62-yard Brian Lowe field goal, and it happened at the tail end of a 62-yard drive that took 3 minutes and 28 seconds to execute. The big play, a 48-yard pass play from Mike Power to Tom Waddle.
Very important for them to get on the board, but again, they lost an opportunity to get more points. And when you got to give credit to the Tennessee defense, when under pressure, they've come through today. They've created that on first down situations. They put pressure on Mike Power, and they've shut off the tailback under those conditions. So it's been a tough ball game. The Tennessee defense has been on the field a lot, but they're playing very well.
Thomas Woods back to receive the swift kick of Lowe, picks it up on the bounce at the 12. Straight ahead, what speed at the 40-yard line. Brought down by Chuck Gregory at the 41, but a nice return by Thomas Woods.
That's your trackman speed. As you can see him come up here, watch this. He gets right up there and is good blocking in the middle, good wedge blocking. They get a chance, and look at him find that seam and turn it on. And that is Thomas Woods, the sophomore from Gallatin, Tennessee.
31-yard return for Woods. Trying out a kickoff return this week. His specialty was punt returning last year. He led the SEC in that category. As you look at Woods, he looks to be a little bit lame. Here's Hinton. Play action, rolls out. Fakes. He's going to keep. Chased down by Romanowski. Good late block, and bringing him down is Kevin Pearson for a gain of maybe 1.
This is the true bootleg. You will see it here. Watch him come out here on the bootleg, and a great play by Romanowski. The defense, good job by the BC secondary. They've got good coverage downfield. Romanowski, 53, comes over this block from behind, and they make a play on him.
Second down and 9, Tennessee. Clock moving, 5:46 left first half. Boston College by a field goal. 6-3 our score. And Sterling Hinton wants time. One thing Boston College had hoped to do today with new quarterback was change their defensive alignment to the point where they might change Sterling Hinton's read to a degree. And that apparently happened on that situation. We have a timeout. 5:37 left to go in the first half. BC by 3.
The totally new Buick Regal. There's nothing like it on the American road.
Out on the horizon, the heart of a Buick, the start of a regal new day. The great American road was made for Regal. It's a Regal reward. It's the way it should be in this Regal American land. The great American road belongs to Buick.
Who could ever forget the sound of a great fish dinner? Now, Long John Silver's presents Crispy Breaded Fish, a classic collection of golden hits. It's one fabulous platter at one low price. You'll get 2 big pieces. Fries, fries, fries.
Look at my fries, fries.
And much, much more. Available only at Long John Silver's. For the everyday price of just $2.69.
Long John Silver's.
New Crispy Breaded Fish. Counter girls are standing by.
Sounds good to me.
Back at Chestnut Hill, Massachusetts, next week on most of these stations, Boston College travels to Notre Dame to take on the Fighting Irish. Kickoff at high noon, and we hope you're with us. Great American Independent Football. We've got a good one by the horns here this afternoon. Boston College leading Tennessee 6-3. As we look at Sterling Hinton after taking the timeout, 2nd and 9. Throws, it is complete to Miller. Miller cuts up inside, gets over midfield, and brought down at the 48-yard line of BC. He's going to be close to the first down.
Third time they've run that little flip screen. They've got 3 receivers to that side. He gets it out to Miller, and it shows you the athletic ability of Anthony Miller and his quickness. Watch him decide he's not going outside. He's going to find a seam inside, and he turns what could be a short gain into a first down for Tennessee. The ball's up over the 50-yard line. They're now in BC territory.
Can you imagine the look on Ed Duran's face when he's got to go against world-class speed one-on-one, nothing between he and the end zone. He made the play, forced Miller back into the interference. First and 10. Play action and Hinton to throw. Looking for it all. Has a man deep and he overthrew him, but what an arm by Hinton.
He had the protection too. He not only had the receiver upfield, and that's the particular case. That was Alvin Harper, the freshman, who's 6'5", 180 pounds. 11 receptions thus far this year. He had him deep, but he shows he's got the arm, but he got good protection that time. He's a really outstanding athlete, Sterling Hinton. It's just the fact that they didn't expect to use him this early.
Look at this thing, 60 with the wind at his back, but he really laid it out there. Look at that. Durant looks up in amazement. Second down and 10. On the option. Here's the pitch in the corner to Cobb. And Cobb is cut down by Dave Johnson. Johnson, the strong safety, comes up to make the play at the 45.
Dave Johnson is only a sophomore, and they like him here at BC. He runs a 4.5 40, and he loves to hit. And he's in there because of the injuries at strong safety this season. And here they run a pure option. The keep here by the quarterback. He decides to put it on the corner as he pitches it out to Reggie Cobb. But there's Johnson playing perfect position, making the hit.
Tennessee 1 out of 5 on third down conversions. They need an average of 7 or 8 yards to go on third. They're looking at 3rd and 7. Hinton to throw. Intended for Middlebrooks. His tight end. It's incomplete. McPherson covering on the play. This brings the punting unit on.
And that ball was perfectly catchable. Good job. Perfectly thrown by the quarterback Hinton. Middlebrooks just doesn't handle it. Forced the kick.
Hit him in the hands. Garmin now will have the wind at his back. Had a 53-yarder earlier to go with a 39-yarder. 43-yard average. Here comes the kick. He lays into it. Waddle calls for the fair catch. Gets away, but it's going to take a bounce inside the 10 at the 9-yard line. Good job by the punter.
What a great kick that was. Perfectly placed, and it tells you why he is such an outstanding punter. Harmon, number 41.
One of the leaders in the SEC in that category, and so Boston College gets the ball. Their defense stiffened that time, and a great play by Dave Johnson. A 35-yard punt. That time by Garmin, but plenty of hang time, and he planted it inside the 10. So Mike Power with a wind at his face and 90 yards away from pay dirt. With 4:05 left to go in the first half, Boston College 6-3 over Tennessee. Turner's in the backfield. Checking off at the line is Power. Back to throw. He'll sneak up inside. Spins, tries to get away once. He gets out to about the 12-yard line. Making the stop is going to be Hayworth, number 88.
Very interestingly, Boston College came out in a wide set this time, and Power, looking to throw short to one of his upbacks who were in the slot, elected not to after that last interception, kept it wisely, tucked it under, and gained 3 yards rather than put that ball up deep in his own territory.
And with a wind at his face as well. Power on 2nd and 7 with a 3-yard gain. Gives to Bell. Off the right side. Bell at the 25. Up to the 30. And brought down by Pepper at the 37-yard line. Victor Peppers from Albany, New York with a tackle, but Jim Bell with a carry.
And he's running behind the right guard Wydell and the right tackle David Wydell. They afford him that opportunity, and a good block by Jim Turner, number 40, the senior fullback. That sprung him loose. Here we see it again as he breaks back. Number 40 gets the block on the linebacker that time, Ziegler, and gives him a chance to get into the secondary. That's
Bell's longest run of the season, 24 yards. First and 10 BC. Dropping back Power. Intercepted, Tennessee. That's Kelly Ziegler coming up with the interception.
Great call by the Tennessee defense. Ziegler got in great position, got in front of the curl man, and was there as Power never saw him and put the ball right in his hands. Watch this. Just a great drop by the linebacker. He gets lots of depth. He's looking for Waddle, number 16, and they've got him covered.
And Tennessee now getting the advantage of the wind at their back in excellent field position as you look at Kelly Ziegler. One of the defensive stalwarts for Tennessee. Here comes the pitch. Cobb on the corner. Hit in the backfield by Rico Lavi. Rico Lavi at the 40-yard line.
Rico Lavi made the hit, but the key was Dave Nugent, the nose guard, who got penetration, was in the backfield. You'll see Nugent, 71. The fullback never has a chance to block him, Howard, and that puts it one-on-one for Lavi. He makes the hit. They need those kind of plays now because they've got good field position on him.
Lavi has been injured the last couple of times out. Injured in the Rutgers game. 2nd and 12. Draw play. It's Cobb again. Cobb, a workhorse, gets down to the 35-yard line, a gain of 7. Bill Romanowski tracked him down.
Cobb really accelerates well. He does remind you a little bit of Herschel Walker, the way he starts from scratch. That's a very interesting comment. We've just come up with the statistics that all 4 interceptions today have been thrown into the wind. So there may be a factor. We'll see as this game develops.
Blowing right at the open end of that stadium. It's at an angle, so it blows through the open. That's affecting play. Hinton, big rush by Peter Gray. Now it's the run for his life. Gray and Nugent tracking him down. Nugent.
He's looking all the way again for Alvin Harper, number 81, the freshman downfield. When he's covered and he's put a little pressure on by Nugent, 71 here, he tries to reverse himself, but a great job by Gray, who kept his depth and never gave him a chance to get behind him and reverse his field. Big play. Nugent finally made the tackle.
Garmin to punt on 4th and about 3 acres. Big wind at his back. 4th and 40, the exact call. Waddle will let it step. And it falls dead at the 27-yard line.
You got to be impressed by Bob Garmin, the punter. He kicks the ball away from people and he gets a roll on it. Excellent job by Garmin.
So Boston College, with a fine defensive play, spurs the 37-yard punt by Bob Garmin, and they'll take the ball back over at the 24-yard line. So the interception is thwarted by the Boston College defense. 1:09 left to go in the first half of play. It's Boston College leading Tennessee by a score of 6-3. The I formation, that's Casparello moving in motion. Back again to Flutie. Here's Bell. Bell up over the 25 to about the 26-yard line. In on the stop for Tennessee is going to be McCray and Kelly C.
Jack Bicknell, baby, very happy to, and there's a timeout called here by Boston College with 56 seconds left in the second period, first half. But Bicknell has to think about it. Does he want to put the ball up here at this stage? He's had some interceptions. He's got the wind in his quarterback Howard's face, and he's leading 6-3. So there's some decisions made on that sideline. Here's some scores around the country.
North Carolina leading Maryland by a score of 20-0 at College Park. Tar Heels still have ACC title hopes. Iowa leading Indiana. 11th ranked Hoosiers having a fine season, and Iowa trying to put a crimp in it right there by 10. And State leading West Virginia. That's a big game. Both teams, especially West Virginia, to have a 3-game winning streak going into that ball game. And our score here in the first half shows Boston College ahead of Tennessee by a score of 6-3. Eagles looking at 2nd down and 7. They have 1 timeout remaining here in the first half with 56 seconds left to go. Mike Powell sends Flutie to the top of your screen. Handoff. It's going to go to Giles, I believe, new running back. That's going to be Mike Sanders. Sanders on the carry for Boston College. Gain on the play of about 3 or 4 yards. 4 yards make it 3rd down and 3.
Very interesting. Tennessee has 2 timeouts remaining, but they're not using them here in that 3rd down situation. Boston College 3rd and 3, looking to kill the clock.
22 seconds left to go. Here's Power rolling out, wants to throw, has his tight end, but it's incomplete. Pretty good coverage on the play. Mike Kelly is covering for Tennessee.
Excellent job by the outside linebacker. Kelly looked across and picked up on the tight end Casparella, coming across again. Number 85 Casparella as he came across in the bootleg action. I am very impressed by the Tennessee linebackers, both the inside linebackers who are real hitters and find the football, as well as Miller, Hayworth, and Kelly on the outside. Very active.
Kelly, the drop end, who goes into coverage, making a nice play on Casparella that time. And here is David Rooney to punt. Big rush is on. He gets it away. Back to receive is Kramer at his own 30, and he is tracked down by Ivan Caesar. Caesar from St. Thomas in the Virgin Islands tracks him down, and the clock stops with 6 seconds remaining. And so Tennessee, will they take another stab at it with a wind at their back and a certain last play of the first half, or will they be content to just sit that a field goal back and go into intermission? In a first half that has seen 5 turnovers, 4 interceptions, and all 4 into the teeth of about a 15 to 20 mile an hour wind.
And it's got people thinking about it now. And of course, Tennessee coming into this ball game with a new quarterback, and they're just going to kill the clock here. And that quarterback, of course, here is Sterling Hinton.
Sterling Hinton will watch the clock wind down, and the first half comes to a close. It's been a great one. Turnovers, defensive field position, fine defensive play between these two teams, and Boston College leaves with a field goal lead. A pair of field goals by Brian Lowe, a 34 and 37 yards, sandwiched around a Phil Rich 30-yarder. And coming up at halftime, we've got a good one for you. We'll look at the Great American Independence Week in Review, our Great American Champions, and a special feature on a Syracuse player I think you'll enjoy, our college football scoreboard, stats, highlights, and more. So stay with us. We're at halftime. Our score is Boston College 6 and Tennessee 3. We'll be back right after this. On the plane ride up, they just about took over our airplane. They really followed their team very well. Tennessee only 76 yards total offense, 3 turnovers, one of the reasons for that. Bell, of course, the big man, rushing, and Lowe's 2 field goals in 3 attempts. One of those the difference. And here is Frager taking the kickoff at the 1-yard line from Borgagnoni. Borgagnoni, the kicker from Reno, Nevada, one of the top kickers in the country a year ago in the prep ranks, as the return comes out to about the 20-yard line, and that's where BC will start 1st and 10. Tennessee had the choice in the second half because Boston College elected with the choice in the first half to kick off, and they too elected to take the win. So Mike Power will face that wind in the third. Look at that breeze, and that's going right at Mike Power's face. Turner and Bell, the setbacks. This is a deep handoff to Bell. Tennessee has gotten used to seeing him come at them, and Marion Hobby stops him not long after the 20-yard line. The big defensive tackle from Irondale, Alabama, comes from the left side of the screen, and this is a delaying action, little counter play. But watch Hobby, number 90, appear, and he comes down to make the hit. Just breaks down the block of David Wydell, a right tackle. Big hit by Hobby. He goes 6'3", 253, and he's only a sophomore. Hobby and Hovanek are the tackles. McCray, the nose guard. Kelly and Miller, the defensive ends for Tennessee. Here's a handoff. Bell again. This time more room. Out of the 25 to the 26-yard line. And he's brought down on the play by Kelly Days out of Dayton, Ohio, a freshman. Very important here to get the ball upfield and try and get some first downs without trying to put it up, and they're trying to break it off tackle, and they do there. Good play by Days, the free safety coming up from Dayton, Ohio. Days makes the hit, and now Mike Powers looking at a 3rd and about 4. After the 6-yard gain from Bell, Boston College 6-3. Waddle and Casparillo flip-flop. Powell, play fake, wants to throw. Rushes up in, has room, gets the first down at the 32-yard line. Picked up there on the stop by Mike Kelly out of Chattanooga. He's hurt. Power is hurt. Power is hurt, and this brings up an interesting situation. Well, because if Power couldn't go back in there, Camphouse is hurt. Watch this as he makes the play here. They don't want him to do this, but he knows he's got to make a first down. His receivers are covered. He's looking where those stakes are, and he goes for it, but he gets hit right there. On that looks like that left shoulder. Yep. Still in there. Still at the quarterback spot. Here comes the pitch to Bell. Bell coming to the corner. Nice running room, and gets out to about the 37-yard line. Working the running game, working back into the boundary, which they were successful at early in the ball game. Coming back away from the field and away from the formation, running to the tight end, running behind the fullback Turner. There's Bell trying to get tough yardage in there and makes some good yardage. Picks up about 7 yards. Bell nearing the 100 mark. 23 totes so far, and we're just 5 plays into the second half. In motion, that's Cherry. Hand off Bell. Bell with his 24th carry isn't as fortunate. Runs into Richard Cooper right at the point of attack, maybe a yard. Well, I tell you, he runs into a big target. 77 is 6'5", 285, and watch him come up here and make the hit. They only give up about 127 yards a game in rushing. They're tough running, tough against the run defense. That's Cooper. He's a good one. 3rd down conversions. BC 5 out of 11. We're looking at 3rd and 2 here. Power. Handoff. And it is going to go to Frazier. Frazier in Tennessee territory at the 33. McDaniel with a stop. They came out with a very wide set that time. Waddle and Flutie in the wide side of the field to the right of the screen, and they just ran the ball back inside with Frazier. Frazier's only a freshman. He's out of Lynn, Massachusetts. An outstanding burner, real speed. Jack Bicknell is very high on this kid, and at 5'9", 169, he can break the play, and he showed it there. One of many fine running backs that Jack Bicknell has recruited over the last couple of years. A gain of 27. 1st and 10 at the 34. This is Turner for his first carry of the day. Up over the 25-yard line to the 24-yard line.
Great story behind Jim Turner. He's a senior. He's one of the tri-captains on this team. He's out of Massachusetts. He's one of 8 children, and he's a walk-on. He's a walk-on, and coming into this season, he never had negative yardage carrying the football.
And he fights for everything he can get here, and he'll get about 8 or 9 yards and very close to a first down. It'll be second and short. Jim Turner out of Braintree, Massachusetts. Out of the I formation, Turner and Power, or rather Turner and Bell, the setback. This is Turner again, and it looks like he's got the first down. Surges ahead toward the 20-yard line, needed about the 24. Johnny Majors concerned with this Boston College drive into the wind in the third quarter.
Took his chances by taking the wind and kicking into it, taking the wind to his back and kicking off the second half. There's Jack Bicknell, who we've mentioned many times, signals the formations from the sideline and substitutes with a player the play, but he signals the formations.
11:21 left to go in the third quarter. Boston College leading 6-3 over Tennessee. BC with the ball, first and 10. Power, deep hand off to Bell. Bell off left guard. Jumps to the 15-yard line. Peppers has to come up to make the stop.
Good job on the left side, number 70. Oliver gets the block there for him and gives him a chance to cut up inside and make the play. And again, we talk about his ability to jump, his ability to leap, is also his cutting ability. Jim Bell has really been a tremendous runner, averaging just under 5 yards per carry this season from the tailback position.
Second and 5 as Bell carried for 101 yards on that carry, 25 on the day. Here's Bronner, the fullback, straight ahead. Notice how Boston College, Bob, now seems to have a lot of confidence now that Brian Shanley is back at center, and it seems to make the guards who play around him play so much better.
Great story with Shanley. He's a junior. He's from Williamsville, New York, and he's been the starting center. He was hurt early in the year, and they missed him, but his brother is on the Tennessee team.
An outstanding freshman recruit, as a matter of fact. Likely won't see action today. There is Jim Bell. He's passed the century mark this afternoon. Is over 700 yards rushing thus far this season. 25 carries, 101 yards, and looking at third and 2. All at the 12-yard line. Here is Power rolling out. Nobody there on the corner. 5 and down to the 3-yard line. Hobby rode him out, but it's a nice gain for a first.
And a great call from the BC bench. They came out in the pro set. He runs a little fake counter action here, but this is a keep all the way. He had no intention of throwing the ball or handing the ball off. It was a designed quarterback keeper here, and he gets great yardage, and they got the best field position, the most threatening position of the day.
4 shots from the 2. First and goal from the 2-yard line. BC faithful stand and cheer as Boston College. Both ends in tight, full house backfield. Hislop up and over. He's going to be short.
Came out in a full house backfield, a T formation, and gave the ball to the fullback and tried to get him up because Hislop is a vaulter. He can get up off the ground.
Not much of a formation change that time for Jack McNell. Hands over the head means do this one again.
Ground level, we see the fullback taking the ball here, and watch the Tennessee defense get him before he can get over to that goal line.
Hislop, St. Pierre. Here is Bell carrying out to Hislop. Does he get in? Gonna be close again. Looks like, yes, he's in. Touchdown. Willie Hislop. He doesn't carry often, but when he does, it usually results in a score.
Here it is, the same play, just a reverse by the quarterback, giving it back to him. He's got to fight for it. He's got to run through Kelly Ziegler, and he just about gets to the goal line and crosses the plane. BC gets in, a very impressive drive against the wind off the opening kickoff.
He's had 9 carries this season, 4 touchdowns. Brian Lowe getting set for the point after. In the hold of Sean Carmody. There's the kick, it's up, and it is good. A well-constructed drive against the wind that started at the BC 20-yard line results in our first touchdown of the afternoon. A Willie Hislop run from 1 yard out. Boston College 13, Tennessee 3 to 11 minutes.
And most importantly, the ability to run on the ground with Jim Bell. Using Jim Bell and using other players, as we see. 13 plays, they move 79 yards against the wind to get the score.
They didn't pass it all on that drive. Good kick. Recovered at the 50-yard line by Boston College on the onside surprise. The BC Eagles can sense upset against a nationally ranked opponent. June Anderson making the recovery on the kick by Brian Lowe that caught everyone by surprise in the third quarter.
We mentioned Anderson, and we told you that he's a great athlete. He's only a sophomore. He happened to be in the right place at the right time.
The Eagles of BC, they want to take away that wind advantage that Tennessee wanted to enjoy offensively. They spread everybody out. This could be a big passing situation with 3 wide outs for Power. Instead, he hands to Bronner, his fullback. And Bronner goes over the 50-yard line down to the 47.
And we should mention, we noted in the first half, the Tennessee defense has played a lot today. They've been on the field. They're active. They're good. But when you sit on there long enough, certain things can happen to you. And they're right back on the field after staying over 5 minutes on that last drive off the opening kickoff. We have yet to see the Tennessee offense with 8:38 remaining in the third period.
Second down and 9 after the 1-yard gain by Bronner. To the top, that is Waddle, and in motion is Casparella. Hand off Bell. Bell straight ahead. Carries people to the 45-yard line, and then is finally brought down by Kelly Days. Also in on the stop, Andre Creamer.
It's tough to run back inside, as we mentioned before. He's running tough, but he's getting hit by a lot of people. Big play there by Creamer, the strong safety, to come up, hold into a short gain, and now Mike Power with the ball sitting on the Tennessee 45-yard line. Again, it's 3rd and 5.
Boston College 13-3 over Tennessee. 7:58 left to go in the third quarter. Tennessee has yet to touch the ball since the second half started. Power hands off deep to Bell. Bell jumps to the outside, is wide open, down to the 20, gets around the block at the 19-yard line. A saving tackle by Kelly Days is all that prevented him from scoring.
And what a great tackle by Days in the open field. He had to make it, but here's the play. They run Bell, and he jumps it and bounces it to the split end side, to the short side. Number 88 got caught inside for Tennessee, the defensive end, and he makes the play possible, but Days makes the tackle on the 20-yard line.
26 yards, now his longest gain of his career. Flips earlier by a 24-yarder at the 18-yard line. 1st and 10. Flutie in motion. Hand off to Turner inside. Look to about the 17-yard line, where they meet some hard yards there.
They're substituting very freely. They've got Turner back in at fullback. Giles is in for just a break here at tailback, giving Jim Bell a chance to get his breath back.
They've got Tennessee on their heels now as they send in fresh troops. But you sit there and you say, okay, Tennessee's defense has been out there, but so has Boston College's offense.
They keep those tailbacks. The running back situation now has Bronner at fullback and Sanders at tailback.
Second down and about 8. Power on the long count against the wind. Won't throw. Pitches instead to Sanders. Sanders down to the 10. And driven out of bounds.
And that's tough running. That's the play that's made him money today. Back into the boundary, to the tight end, away from the field. This time, it's Mike Sanders, the sophomore out of Baltimore, Maryland, carrying the football as he gets up behind the block of number 86, the tight end for BC. Casparello is out, and 86 into the game. Hilbert made the block for him.
Ziegler on the tackle. Sanders, thus far this season, a 4.4 average in 41 carries. 3rd and short. BC by 10. Both ends are in tight. And we've got a stoppage of play and a flag. Shanley motioning for the offense to get back in the huddle.
Penalty's going to go against Boston College. Somebody moved before.
Dead ball. Violation of the neutral zone offense.
And that takes them back to the 15-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 6. There's the formation. Mike Power has it.
And here comes the play with Waddle and Flutie.
Out go the double tight ends. Actually had 3 tight ends in the formation that time, with Caesar and Hudgens go to the sidelines. Johnny Majors wrings his hands and leads for his defense to stop one more time. They've done it for him several times. 3rd and 6 looking at them here. Gasparilla in motion. Hand off to Bell. 15, 10. Looks like he's got the first down. It's going to be very close. Kelly Days and Ziegler also dropped him out of bounds. Let's look at the mark. Looks like he's got it.
They're working the sideline, and he's running behind his fullback, Bonner, and his tight end, Gasparilla, this time. And he's got the first down. And look at this from ground level. And watch this cutting ability. And he's got the blocks on the corner, and they've been effective running in the air all afternoon.
Great camera work.
We've got 6:31 on the clock, and Tennessee has yet to put their hands on the football in the third period.
First and goal from the 8. Power pitches. This is Frazier. Frazier sees his interference. Ball down. On touchback the other way. Touchdown, Boston College.
Sweep to the left side, and it's well defended by Tennessee, and Frazier decided with his speed he's going to cut it back, and the rest, just watch it. He just makes a great play out of a broken play, and BC has come alive in the third period.
Bronner tries to lay a block on Creamer.
This is Frazier, only a freshman out of Lynn, Massachusetts, 5'9", 169 pounds, but quick.
The first guy to congratulate him was Bronner. He says, I'm sure glad you made it. Here comes Lowe, the point after, and it is good. And Boston College takes the lead. Surprise, 20-3 over nationally ranked Tennessee with 6:24 left to go in the third quarter of play. BC by 17, and we'll be back after this from your local station. Let's look at the touchdown again by Tim Frazier. Nothing going on the right, so let's cut back to the left.
And what quickness and speed to get back into the end zone. He's been doing that on the kickoff returns, playing a little bit of tailback in recent weeks with the injury to Jim Bell, but that's the biggest play of his career thus far.
The onside kick led to an 8-play drive. Boston College leading by 17. Eagles move at 49 yards as Brian Lowe gets set to kick off. There's the kick. A squibber. Woods at his 12 to the 15 to the 20, and he's taken down by Ivan Caesar and a headlock tackle at the 23.
Ivan Caesar just ran over the blocker and ran over the ball carrier. An incredible effort as you watch 87 come into the picture here. There he is, right in the middle of the screen. Bang. Hey, you know, he's...
There it is again.
I mean, you can't do it any better than that.
Oh, look at that. Everybody, all three went in reverse. This is Tennessee's first snap of the second half. It's going to be a handoff to Cobb straight ahead up over the 25-yard line. It's important now for Tennessee to stay settled and get the offense going. Give the freshman quarterback Sterling Henton a chance to get a little confidence in himself. He's under a lot of pressure now. Here's the scoring drive. 8 plays, 49 yards. Frazier the 8-yard touchdown run. The onside kick started it all off. Henton gives to his fullback this time. Up over the 30-yard line, very close to a first down. That's Wilson on the carry. No, it's Cobb, I'm sorry.
The ability of the Boston College offense to keep their defense off the field a lot today has helped. And there it is, yards rushing. What a difference. It's unbelievable.
230.
And that's why this defense is fresh. They're playing with enthusiasm. And they're ahead. And now they're playing far better than they have in recent weeks.
3rd and 3. Henton to throw. Henton tucks it under. He's got the first down, it appears, at about the 35-yard line. It's going to be very close over there on the BC far sideline. Driving it out is Romanowski. McPherson also in on the stop. Heady play by Sterling Henton.
And this is his natural athletic ability, his speed. He does not have the receiver open. He looked quickly at number 5 Woods, but then he had a sense of getting the first down and knowing where the yard markers were. He kept the drive alive, and Tennessee needs a sustained drive here. They've got to come away with points in this third period.
4:58 left in the third period. This is only the 4th play from the scrimmage from Tennessee. Flag is thrown. Henton going long for Miller. Overthrew. Flag on the far sideline.
That time it's one-on-one. He's looking for Miller, who's going up against McPherson, the cornerback, and he had him beat, and he just laid it out a little too far for him.
Boy, deep throw.
He can throw, and can number 7 Anthony Miller run? Wow.
Illegal motion in offensive backfield. decline, be second down.
Once again, we look at this young freshman from Passaic, New Jersey, Sterling Hinton.
Just lets it fly. Miller's got a step on.
He's got a step. He's got about 5 yards on him.
Second down, 10 yards to go. The 35 of Tennessee. And off Cobb. Cobb breaks tackles. Gets out to about the 44-yard line. Kevin Pearson in on the stop for Boston College.
Good job here, expecting to pass. BC laying off a little bit, forcing, and he breaks. There's the running ability of Reggie Cobb. He just ran through the tackle of Bill Romanowski, picked up tough yardage. It's 3rd and 1 again. And again, we emphasize Tennessee's got to have a drive here that's going to come away with some points for him.
Cobb, 12 carries, 42 yards. Just hasn't had the ball enough. Now gets the call again. Cobb up over the 50-yard line to the 44. Good first down. Good effort on the left side of the line of scrimmage with Kevin Simons, the left tackle, and Harry Galbraith, who's an outstanding player. There's Simons turning his blocker out. Galbraith blocking down. Galbraith, a senior, one of the best offensive linemen in America. And they opened up the hole for him, and they got another first down. That was Charles Wilson on the carry. First down category, also led by Boston College by 10. Wilson, 5 carries, 45 yards. In BC territory. Hinton looking for that quit out to Miller. Big rush is on. Hinton hit by Galvin at the 46-yard line. And driven out of bounds for a loss on the play. He did well to save that as he was looking for Miller. He was looking for Miller early on this little flip screen, but he didn't do it. He had a lot of pressure on him. BC came after him, got penetration on the line of scrimmage, but he didn't throw the ball away, and that was important. He held on to it. He came up with a loss of yardage, but they still have the ball. At the 46-yard line, Galvin was the last man recruited in his class 5 years ago. They said, we'll take him if 3 other guys don't come. And they're sure glad they took him. An interception earlier today, and one of the outstanding tacklers and linebackers at Boston College. Second and long, Hinton over the middle, complete to Harper. Harper's got the first down at the 34-yard line. McPherson brings him down. Excellent job by the offensive line for Tennessee. They gave Hinton a lot of time to throw the ball, and he could wait. He could wait for his receiver, Harper, to come open in the middle, and that's what he needed. And he stood in that pocket and held on. Here's the poise of the young freshman and a good delivery. Well executed. Another first down. 3:36 on the clock in the 3rd period. Tennessee's driving. Tennessee needs to get a score with the wind at their back, and it's strengthening, it seems, out of the northwest and seems to be blowing straight down the field now. There's Harper. This season, 11 catches. First and 10. Hinton over to Middlebrooks. Middlebrooks at the 10, down to the 1-yard line. McPherson brought him down. That's only the 3rd pass reception by the tight end this season. And they caught him in the coverage they wanted. They had 2 wideouts to the wide side of the field. They really spread the defense, and the tight end's going to come from the right corner of your screen, right in the middle, uncovered. A mistake in the secondary. And don't forget, Middlebrooks is a former split receiver. That's why he's got the ability of his size to get upfield and get deep. That's actually his 8th pass reception of the year. 33 yards on the play. First and goal. Here's the pitch. It's Cobb to the corner. Touchdown, Tennessee. Reggie Cobb, his 13th touchdown of the season. It was just like the Tennessee offense was determined. They were not going to be turned back this time. This is just a power. He's looking for the first opening in the line of scrimmage. The seam, he finds it. He runs right over the tackle of Romanowski, gets in the end zone. Nice pitch. Howard throws a nice block to tie up 2 defensive backs. And then the great ability to spin back in. Rich with the point after. The kick is good. And with 3 minutes left to go in the 3rd period, Tennessee scores quickly. They move downfield in about 2.5 minutes. They still trail Boston College by 10. We'll be back right after this.
Ever since your post office invented express mail overnight delivery, others have tried to copy our eagle, but it's not so easy. You see, express mail overnight reliability is close to perfect, with the most convenient locations and prices as low as $10.75. About half what most others charge. So we're pretty hard to imitate. So use the original express mail service from your post office.
The best beer in the world comes from Germany, and the best German beer in America is Beck's. So drink the best of the best. Beck's, the #1 imported German beer.
Next week, it doesn't get any easier for Boston College. The Eagles head to Notre Dame to take on the Fighting Irish. You'll see it on most of these stations at 12 noon. Boston College and Notre Dame, another nationally ranked opponent for the Boston College Eagles. Great American independent football. 3 minutes left to go in the third period of play, and Tennessee wastes no time scoring. They trail it 20-10. Here's the kick. It sends Giles into the end zone. He won't pursue it, as Bergignoni gets everything into it, and it's going to come out to the 20. Here's the scoring drive. 10 plays, 76 yards. Cobb, his 13th touchdown of the year from 1 yard out.
And you mentioned it. It was very important for Tennessee to get on the board, but to get on the board with the wind at their backs.
BC coming out. Fans of both schools rise. The Tennessee fans on the far sideline. There you see the Tennessee mascot, Smokey. Blue kick arm. Been part of Tennessee football folklore since 1953. First and 10 BC. Here's Bell. He stumbled out of the hole, and now Tennessee's defense starting to dig in.
They're digging in, and also the Tennessee crowd is in that corner of the end zone, and they are really bringing them on as we look at them. A lot of orange as we look at that crowd, and they're right behind the BC offense, and they're urging them on. Here's another look at Bell as he tries to get out. He never really got the exchange. A little bit delayed. Very poor execution on the part of the quarterback, Powell, as he stumbled to get the ball back to his tailback.
O'Bannock making the stop. Brian Kimbrough also in there. Loss of 2, 2nd and 12. Power to throw, has some time, looking to the flat. It is incomplete, intended for Flutie. Flutie said he picked it.
The official was right there. The ball was thrown low. Good low. Tough coverage by Tennessee. Very tight on Flutie. As we see, here's the ball coming out to Flutie on the flank. And it hits the ground. Good call by the official. He's in perfect position.
Wouldn't have been much of a gain out to about the 20. It would have been 3rd and 10 instead of 3rd and 12. Boston College 20, Tennessee 10. Tennessee crowd at the far end zone trying to make this their home for a while. BC 50% in 3rd down conversion. That's Cherry in motion. Hand off to Bell. Bell picks his way along the line of scrimmage, gets out over the 20 to the 22-yard line. The punting unit comes on.
And how they were affected by the circumstance here. They went with the run on 3rd and 12. They elected to go with the run. They come up short. It's 4th and 8. They're going to be kicking into the wind. Tennessee's going to get the ball back with the wind at their back.
And it looks like Tennessee is going to try to put 10 men right up on the line. David Rooney will face that sort of pressure, and Andre Creamer is back to receive for Tennessee.
Here they come.
All 10. Here's the kick by Rooney. Rooney's had 1 block thus far this season. This won't be, and Creamer picks it off at the 46-yard line. There's good field position for the Volunteers. And we've got a flag at the 41-yard line. 32-yard punt into the teeth of a strong wind by David Rooney as we wait to sort out what the flag is going to be all about.
Here we get it. Right
Got
now.
a dead ball, late hit, personal foul on the red team.
Personal foul against Boston College, and that will give Tennessee even better field position to start yet another drive with a wind at their back and 1:38 left to go. They scored in 2 minutes last time. So there's a stoppage of play on the field. Boston College leading Tennessee by a score of 20-10. We'll be back after this. Important statistics to take note of. Boston College has hurt themselves with penalties, 6 of them for 60 yards thus far in the ball game, giving Tennessee excellent field position with that sort of wind at their back. 15 to 20 miles an hour and 1:38 left in the period. Hinton back to throw, looking long for Harper in the end zone, knocked away by MUNN.
Excellent coverage by Vincent MUNN. He was pushed at the end. He could have easily had offensive interference there. They didn't call it, but MUNN, the senior, had good position on the wide receiver going up the left side as once more Sterling Hinton shows the strength of his arm. Watch at the end. There's a little push there as he goes to the football. Good defensive job, but they tested him right away.
5-10 against 6-5 that time as MUNN leading in interception for Boston College with 3 and a stretch to make the play. 2nd and 10. Tennessee at the 38. Play fake. Big rush on. screen pass incomplete.
Hold it here. There's going to be an interesting call as the referee couldn't get it out. But Nugent convinced him that he was throwing the ball to a receiver. To a tackle. In that case, it was Bruin, the offensive guard, who was coming out.
And did you see Miller, or rather Howard, quickly try to get out there to look like he was a receiver?
Intentional grounding. Offensive team lost a down.
What happened was Howard was the receiver, but he never got away when BC decided to blitz on this particular down. They put a lot of pressure on Hinton, and when he finally threw the ball, the only receiver around was an offensive lineman.
So the ball goes back to the 36-yard line. It's going to be third down and half the Massachusetts Turnpike for a first. Miller wide to the top, 3 wide outs. Third and 36. Hinton looking for Miller. Incomplete. Hung it up there. MUNN had a chance to catch up.
But he threw the ball short. Consequently, both people had a choice at the ball, and there was no interference called.
And Garman comes back on as we see it again.
What could have been an interesting sequence for Tennessee turned out to be a poor one, and this pass is not well thrown. As both McPherson and the receiver go for it.
And Boston College will put 10 men on the line as Garman goes to kick. He gets it away. Waddle at the 22. Runs out of room and is thrown by Kimbrough to the turf at the 31-yard line. Ryan Kimbrough making the stop on the tackle for Tennessee, and Boston College now. Conversely, with 1 minute and 7 left, they'll only have to throw into the wind if they decide to throw it all for another minute.
Well, they've got fairly decent field position. The ball's sitting in a 30-yard line, so they can do whatever they want here, but they just got to get their offense back in sync. Last time they were threatened really by the crowd and the noise, and then the Tennessee defense with 8-9 people up on the line of scrimmage.
Several late shifts characteristic of Boston College. Now here's power to give to Jim Bell. Bell leans into a couple of yards to the 34-yard line. Maybe about 4 on the play to bring up 2nd and 6.
Goes out of bounds and stops the clock besides, but it was a good play, and it was a counter play. They like to run off that I formation, and you need a tailback with some real running ability to get on the corner as we look at North Carolina still ahead of Maryland, and Notre Dame well ahead of Navy.
And Miami trying to reinforce that top 3 ranking. Iowa also has a big lead over Indiana in an upset. We've got an upset on our hands here with Boston College leading Tennessee by 10. Here's Frazier. Frazier tries to get the corner, gets a hit late on him at the line of scrimmage at the 34-yard line. I got a feeling that was Cooper who buried him first, and also Kimbrough to deliver a hit. Let's take a look at it.
It's the sweep back into the sideline as Frazier at 169 pounds tries to get up in there. He's met by a whole host of white jerseys.
Frazier, of course, scored his 2nd touchdown of the game about 5 minutes ago. 3rd and 5 coming up. It's BC 20, Tennessee 10. Power from his own 35. Gives this time to Frazier. He's got the first down and more. Going all the way, 1 man to beat, and gets brought down to the 24-yard line. Waddle tied up Kelly Days just long enough.
He's running behind his fullback here, Turner, but this is a great individual effort. He breaks 1 tackle, 2 tackles there. He's in the clear right now, and except for the cornerback coming off his block, McDaniel there to make the play, gave Hayworth a chance to come back. But watch the effort on the part of this freshman, Tim Frazier.
Frazier's been trouble all day. 4 carries, 77 yards. We've got a whistle and a flag, and that's it for the 3rd period of play. Boston College leading Tennessee, trying to stun the 13th ranked Volunteers. 1 more quarter to go, so stay with us.
Jimmy Rayburn's here today.
Steve Martin here along with Bob Cassiola. We're at Alumni Stadium in Chestnut Hill, Massachusetts. Happy Halloween to you, and we hope you have a safe one. This is where our director views the game. All right, we've taken the crew on. Let's see what's happening here in the fourth quarter. 20-10, BC leading Tennessee in a surprise here in Boston. Here comes the snap of the pitch to Bell. Bell up over the 25-yard line, down to about the 21. Brought down there by Hayworth and also Kimbrough on the tackle. But what a day it's been for Jim Bell.
And what a day it's been for Pete Casparella, the senior tight end who's been blocking for him on the corner, number 85. Done an excellent job of giving Bell a chance to run on the corner against a very strong Tennessee defense.
He's run it 32 times, 146 yards on the day. And we still have 14 minutes and 28 seconds left. 2nd and 7 for the Eagles in Tennessee territory. Here's the pitch. Bell again. Bell gets close to the 20-yard line. It's driven out of bounds there by Cooper. Also Kelly Ziegler. Let's take a look at third quarter stats here this afternoon. Look at that total yardage in favor of Boston College and the rushing yardage.
That's the difference. The ability of Boston College to put the running game to use today, to keep the football, keep their defense off the field, and give their #1 running back, Jim Bell, and also his #1 substitute, Frazier, a chance to carry the football.
3rd and 6. BC sitting on a 10-point lead. Straight ahead it is Sanders. Sanders inside the 20 down to about the 16. He's going to be close to a first down. Let's take a look at it again.
Sanders is the sophomore who has played a lot of recent weeks because of the injury to Bell. He's got speed too. He's got some size at 5'11", 200 to run that ball back inside. But here's a crucial call, and BC's elected with the wind at their back to try and get 3 more points.
So they did not get the first down. Frazier came up short by about a yard, and Brian Lowe looking for 3 more. This will be a 32-yard field goal. He is 2 for 3 on the day with a long one of 37. Here comes the kick by Lowe. It is up. No good. Went to the right. Tennessee holds, and with 13:32, they'll get the ball back. It's Boston College leading Tennessee. The Volunteers will have it at their own 20. We're back after this from your local station on Hill, Massachusetts on this Halloween. Several are dressed for the occasion. BC leading here by 10. Elsewhere, Penn State leads West Virginia by a field goal. The battle for the Ivy League lead, Harvard by 4. Connecticut leading Villanova. 1st and 10 Tennessee. Straight ahead is Reggie Cobb to the 23-yard line of Tennessee. Stopped by Galvin and Romanowski, but more importantly here in this situation, Bob, Tennessee's defense held. The field goal was no good. They're still down by only 2 scores, but plenty of time left.
Plenty of time and working against the wind. It's going to be interesting to see what success Sterling Henton can have against the wind. Most of it has come for him in the 3rd period with the wind. But they've got the opportunity now. They're trailing only by 10 points. They can get right back in it with plenty of time on the clock.
Tennessee 5 for 13 total passing, all completions with the wind today. Here is Henton rolling out left. Henton tucks it under and runs and gets close to first down yardage out to about the 26. No, he's well short. He's going to be about 4 yards short as they started at the 20. Dave Nugent drove him out of bounds.
I tell you, he turned a loss into a gain only on his athletic ability as he gets outside the contain of Bill Thompson, the defensive end, number 46, and picks up a few yardage, stops the clock. It's 3rd and 4.
12:50 left to go in the ball game. Tennessee only 30% on 3rd down conversions, looking at 3rd and 4, trailing by 10. Henton looking, big rush on, has a man open. It's Miller. Vincent Moore at the 30-yard line. That's Moore. Johnson in on the tackle. Moore gets the call.
That time BC came with the linebackers, both Galvin and Romanowski blitzing, puts one-on-one coverage on the corner there for the strong safety Johnson going against Moore. Good job by Henton. He came through with the clutch pass, keeps the drive going. The ball sitting on the 32-yard line.
1st and 10 for the Volunteers. Trailing Boston College by 10. Play action. Henton still got it. He'll tuck it under and run. Chasing him Thompson. Wrestles him down at the 37-yard line.
Pure bootleg. Pure bootleg action as you see him fake strongly to his tailback, holds the ball at his midsection, now comes out behind the block of Bruin, the guard, and he's on the corner, and he's running all the way.
Wondering where Jeff Francis is today. He is injured with an ankle, turned last week against Georgia Tech, and that man, Sterling Henton, is starting in his place. Second down and 4. This is Cobb. Big hole. Cobb in open field territory down to the 41-yard line of Boston College. Kevin Pearson had to chase him down from behind. Look how effortlessly he moves.
Now you know why he's got 12 TDs, 9 rushing and 3 by way of the pass, as Reggie Cobb just turns it back to the split end side and just rumbles, and that's the best way to describe him. And they're moving the football. The last two out of the last 3 times they've had it, they've moved the ball well on the ground.
You got a good view of the pride of the Southland band of Tennessee. Here's the pass out into the flats to Miller, incomplete. Hinton threw a ground ball. That last gain by Cobb was 22 yards, by the way, his biggest of the day so far.
Quickly trying to get the ball on the flank to one of the 2 wide receivers out there. He just did not throw it well.
But
and of course, we got to remember the wind is in his face, and that's not an excuse, but it's a factor.
Vanderbilt leading the Rutgers by a score of 17-10 down in Nashville. Third quarter action. Fullback gets hit hard, and Howard, a rude greeting at the line of scrimmage at the 43-yard line. Driven back for a loss, Galvin and Romanowski, and June Thompson delivering the hit.
It almost looked like a busted play. Did he want to give the ball to the fullback? And the fullback sort of took it out as he tries to go down the line of scrimmage here. That was an option. And that's what happens sometimes when you have inexperience at quarterback. And Sterling Hinton, as great an athlete as he is still inexperienced.
3rd and 12. Boston College 20, Tennessee 10. Tennessee with the ball, Hinton to throw. Hinton out of the grass, scurries for the sideline, throws at the last second, complete. Looks like he's going to be shy of the first down. Lobby makes the stop on Anthony Miller.
What 2 great efforts. One by 53 Romanowski running Hinton down, and the other by Hinton to get this ball off and complete it to his receiver.
And he made the first down. They moved the chains. Great judgment by Miller, knowing just how far he had to go to get it at the 30-yard line of Boston College.
And also Miller's ability to come back to the ball to make the pass possible.
1st and 2 at the Boston College 30. Hinton, quick throw to Miller again. They had him open, but he threw it low at the 33-yard line.
There's Anthony Miller. Here's the pass. Just quickly getting it out to the flat and trying to get Anthony Miller, with his speed and his ability, one-on-one with the cornerback. Did he catch it?
But close. Stop the clock, though, more importantly, with 10:43 left to go. 104 yards, 50% of the day. Looks like he's checking off the line of scrimmage. Boston College shifting people in and out. They put the blitz on. Here's Cobb. Cobb overwhelmed at the 31.
And when it gets tough, who comes through for you? It's usually the guys that have done it throughout their career. And watch 53 Romanowski and the hit on the corner by
looked like Pearson.
Number 80 Kevin Pearson, the senior. The sophomore, excuse me, knifing in, but Romanowski from the inside made the play, a big play. 3rd and 10.
10-11 left to go. Miller, Cleveland split wide, Hinton to throw, looking long, has Middlebrooks overthrown. Cleveland came over thinking he might have a shot at it. Pearson covering on the play.
But he was looking for Middlebrooks all the way. He was trying to hit Middlebrooks in the middle. Cleveland just appears from the right of the screen as a split receiver. But that's the man he's looking for, and it's just a little bit overthrown for both of them.
Boy, Cleveland nearly got there. Officials timeout. There was a Boston College player injured. That's Rico Lobby. And Lobby has been hurt the last 2 games. He's coming up the sideline now as they attend to him on the Boston College side.
He's had a hamstring problem. It looks like he may have re-injured it today, but he's come back after being hobbled by that injury for a few weeks.
Big 4th down coming. They're going to go for it. With a wind at their face, it would have been a 47-yard field goal. The chances are small that you would have made it. Big play of the game. Play fake. Flag thrown. Hinton tripped up. Hit by MUNN and spins ahead to the 25-yard line, but on the far sideline at the 33 there is a flag. Eagle formation, Tennessee. This will call the play back if indeed Boston College accepts it, or maybe they don't have a choice.
Well,
they might have been blowing the whistle as the play went off, but yet in the din of the crowd here on that big 4th down play, they did not hear it. Johnny Majors now.
You called it. You called it right.
It was before the snap of the ball, so they'll have to take it over. And now Johnny Majors wants to talk to his quarterback. And with good reason. If he wants to get it back, they're going to give us another shot, Johnny says. We're going to think of another play. 9:51 left to go in the football game. Boston College 20, Tennessee 10. To take on Notre Dame. High noon on most of these stations. Right now, Tennessee looking at 4th and 15 on the BC 34. Hinton, incomplete. Looking for Harper, threw it behind him.
Came out with 4 wide receivers, 2 to each side. Tried to hit Harper coming from the right side in the middle. He was open. The ball was thrown behind him.
And so Boston College will take over. Johnny Majors got a free down. Let's look at it again.
Here he is. He's got plenty of protection, plenty of time, and you'll see Harper come in from the left of the screen, and he is open. Poorly thrown pass by the freshman quarterback, Sterling Hinton. Boston College possession with 9:46 on the clock.
At their own 35-yard line. Power with Flutie in motion. And off to Turner. Safe route, go to the fullback. Up over the 35 to about the 38-yard line. You can expect Boston College to see as much time as possible flow off that clock.
They've got Bell back in the game at tailback. They substitute the fullback this time. Last time it was Turner.
2nd down and 6 coming now for the Eagles. They've got a tough roll after this. Tennessee used that timeout and may want it a little bit later on. They have 2 left. Here's Cherry in motion. Bell. Bell slips away from people and gets to midfield. Bell looked like he was hit at the 40-yard line and then just cruised ahead 10.
He was hit, and he never stopped moving, and he twisted. And watch this great effort by Bell as he's cutting back, looking for the seam. He gets hit right there by Ziegler and Kelly, the outside linebacker, but he turns off of them and gets the play. Here it is. That's the ability. He's just a reckless runner, and he's run that way all year.
From Madison, Connecticut, Kelly Days makes the stop. 1st and 10, Boston College in Tennessee territory. Flutie in motion. Pitch to Frazier. Frazier cutting his way back and can't get back to the line of scrimmage. Ziegler tracks him down. Well, he got a little bit more, about 1 yard maybe. 2nd down and 9 coming up. 8:31 left to go, and Bell with his best day of the year. 35 carries, 169 yards, and that's a career high, as a matter of fact.
Very impressive working against a very good defense in Tennessee. So that's those credentials really make you realize how important and how fine a football player and running back Jim Bell is.
Out with a hamstring the last 2 weeks. He has 800 yards in his season thus far. 2nd down, 9. Here's Bell again. Bell run out of bounds at the 43-yard line. Kelly Ziegler there to chase him out. Clock shows 7:59. It's stopped with the ball on the far sideline, and a 3rd down coming.
3rd down coming, and it's a 3rd and about 6 yards for quarterback Mike Power and Jack Bicknell. Does he want to put it up here? And if he does, it'll probably be a control type pass. He wants to just hold on to that football. He doesn't want to give it back to Tennessee.
I think we'll see. Well, Bell is now out of the lineup, and Turner is back as a lone back. In motion across the formation, and there's Turner with Flutie in motion, gets to the 41. So BC elects to go very safely, and now they feel that their defense can hold, as they'll be looking at Rooney punting with the wind at his back as you look at Brian Hunt, who gets up slowly. Hunt making the stop on the play. One of 2 nose tackles the Volunteers use. He's a senior from DeSoto, Texas. Now Rooney comes onto the field. Rooney today, 3 kicks, 37-yard average. That's right on his season average. He's hit a long one of 40. He's kicked a couple into the wind. Kramer standing at the 10-yard line. Tennessee faking a 10-man rush. Let's see if they all come in. Off the mark early. Here's the kick by Rooney. End over end and into the end zone. It'll come out to the 20. So a net of 21 on the kick as it comes out to the 20-yard line, and Tennessee is 80 yards away from the pay dirt with 7:10 left to go. It's Boston College 20, Tennessee 10. Hill, Massachusetts. Steve Martin here along with Bob Cassiola for another afternoon of great American independent football. Right now, Boston College trying to hold Tennessee and spring an upset of the top 20 team. Sterling Hinton rolling out. Pass is complete to Wilson at the 30, to the 40. And knocked out of bounds at the 45-yard line. Nice opening play for the Volunteers.
Nice opening play because it comes off a play fake, and it's nothing more than a bootleg, which he's been running this afternoon. But this time he executes it perfectly, and the fullback slips out into the flat. Wilson, 32, behind the defensive end, who had to come up and try and put pressure on Hinton, and that's what you need. This is well executed by the freshman Hinton. Good job. Tennessee's got good field position.
Tennessee uses their backs. Pass receivers a lot. Looks like Hinton's checking off. Boston College switching up people. They fake the blitz this time. He passes to the flat. It is complete to Kennard McGuire from Memphis. Dave Johnson brings him down. Gain on the play of about 4.
Just a quick pass, a quick outlet here to his wide receiver, trying to get him the football and get him upfield one-on-one with the cornerback. But a good job defensively there by Dave Johnson, the strong safety, one-on-one.
132 yards passing for the freshman, Sterling Hinton. Blitz is on, pass complete to Harper. Thompson in on the stop along with Vincent Munn.
They'd like to get the ball to Harper and get Harper either upfield or out of bounds to stop the clock. Good protection that time as BC decided to blitz. They came with both linebackers, but they were picked up by the offensive line. Kevin Simons, Phil Stewart at the tackles. Bruin and Galbraith at the guards did a nice job of giving the quarterback a chance to get the pass off.
Harper comes split wide to the bottom side. Cleveland wide to the top. Sterling Hinton checking off again. Here comes the pitch. It's to Cobb. Cobb's got the first down and more. Down to the 36 of Boston College. Nice gain of 13 on the play. Galvin picks him up on the tackle.
And he automatic to that. He came back with the toss back into the sideline, but to the split end side this time. And a good job here. Good blocking on the point of attack. Good job by the fullback Wilson as he seals and gives the tailback Cobb a chance to get on the corner and get the first down.
1st and 10 at the Boston College 36. 5:44 left to go in the ball game. Nearly a fumbled snap. And a big hit laid on by Dave Johnson. Blitzing from a strong safety position. Throws Hinton back to his own 40, to the 45.
Coming into this game, the BC defensive staff knew they had a change up. They couldn't sit back. They were getting burned by people, and they decided they were going to blitz more. And here's an example of it. They bring the strong safety from the top of the screen. David Johnson, a sophomore out of West Berlin, New Jersey, and he came clean. Nobody picked up, and Hinton never had a chance.
At the Boston College 45-yard line. Loss of 9, 2nd and 19. Hinton to throw again. 3-man rush. Hinton out of the pocket. Still with it. And gets brought down at the 40-yard line. Kevin Pearson and Bill Romanowski chase him down.
Looking deep for Alvin Harper. Harper was deep along with Anthony Miller, but they were well covered, and he never had a chance. And he was finally flushed out of the pocket, got on the corner, still looking upfield. Good job by the Boston College defense. Excellent job by Pearson, the defensive end, and the linebackers.
It's tough when you've got to have that yardage and you're a freshman quarterback. You wonder what your regular quarterback, Jeff Francis, would do in that situation. Francis not with the Volunteers today with a sprained ankle. Here's Hinton on 3rd and 12. Hinton looking for Miller, complete for the first down. And he gets out of bounds smartly at the 23.
And what a choice and an excellent job of finding the open receiver and getting him the football with authority on it. Here is Sterling Hinton, and he finds his man right on the sideline, number 7, Anthony Miller, on the corner. Good job. Here comes Miller coming down from a twins formation. He's on the outside, the lower end of the screen, and he just breaks back to the football here. Hinton found him.
Miller lined up to the top side this time. To the bottom side, it's Thomas Woods. 1st and 10 at the 22. 4:15 left. There's Hinton looking for more. Or Woods, rather. It's complete. and he looks like he's got another first down at the 10-yard line.
And he read the right coverage. They came with a strong safety blitz on the top of the screen. It was picked up, single coverage down here on his wide receiver, Woods, and he found Woods. Good grab by Woods. First down. Time, they're working against the clock here.
Down by 10. Tennessee knocking on the door at the 10-yard line. Here's the pass into the end zone intended for Cleveland, but a flag is thrown. Looks like Johnson may have interfered.
Yes, sir. Cleveland, they had man coverage. Cleveland trying to break over the middle from his slot position, one-on-one with Johnson, and he was interfered with. And you're going to see this as Hinton comes back. He's looking for him all the way. There's the interference, and he forced him to go back behind him, and he never gave him a chance to break clear.
Defensive hold in the secondary before the ball was thrown. That's half the distance and an automatic first down.
So Tennessee will get a chance at 4 times around from the 5. Let's take a look at it again.
This is a good call. Big, and here it is. Good job here, and watch it right there. Just before he broke to that area, he was picked. Number 44 Johnson interfered with him, and the official picked up on him.
First and goal from the 5-yard line. Hinton looking for the throw again into the end zone for Cleveland, incomplete. Stops the clock with 3:59 left to go.
He knows he's going to get man coverage down here, tight coverage, so he's looking for one receiver, and he's trying to shake number 4, Terrence Cleveland, the sophomore. He's open, but he threw the ball behind him.
Durant had coverage behind him. Second and goal. Here's a handoff. Cobb, touchdown Tennessee. The ball's pulled to within 4. Here's Reggie Cobb again.
Just ran the ball when everybody expected him to throw it, and they ran the ball inside with the tailback, and he found a good hole, and he broke it back against the grain. Good job of blocking by the center, Kirk and Bruin on the right side of the guard. Gave him a chance to go. But here, with the score now, with 3:55 on the clock, 20-16, Tennessee, with their quarterback Sterling Hinton, are going to go for 2.
Time for the 2-point conversion. It would pull them within 2 and leave them just a field goal away. Hinton wants to throw, stops, fires. It's good. Harper, the 6'5" target in the end zone, pulls Tennessee to within 2. 3:55 left to go.
He's been looking for him all day, Harper, and he finally finds him in the back of the end zone, and it's a beautiful execution.
Boston College by 2. As we get set for more action, the final 4 minutes right dead ahead of us, so stay with us. To Harper.
And what a call by Johnny Majors here, going for 2 in this situation, and he puts the ball right in the back of the end zone for Cleveland, and they're in there.
Bergignoni with a squib kick. Wasn't an onside, but it forces BC to handle it. Frazier gets it, pops out a couple of blocks, has some running room out to the 43. Like a water bug, he dashes through the wedge and gets out to the 43-yard line.
It looked like going to be a tough play and maybe even a fumble. He picked it up off the turf, and Frazier just found his way upfield, and you look at it right here. They're stumbling with it. Watch 21 come into the picture. He picks it up, and now watch the bouncing and the jouncing, and he gets outside, and now he looks like he may even turn this thing. He breaks that tackle, and he's gone. And now BC looks at himself with the ball on their own 41.
We'll expect Mr. Bell to get the call. He's back there and back up Bronner out of the eye. Bell with it. Bell carries up over the 45-yard line to the 47.
You got to say a lot for that offensive line. This is the time you really earn it. And they're coming off the football. Number 61 gets a good block there. That's Brian Shanley, the offensive center, the left guard Aiken, the left tackle Oliver. Give him a chance to pick up what amounts to 8 yards on the 1st and 10.
Second and about 2 at the 48-yard line. Flutie wide to the bottom side. There's the clock. That's the story. Tennessee showing an even man front up front now. Flutie, or whether that is Powell giving off the out of Bell, and Bell runs into a host of people led by Kelly Ziegler, and they tackle him for no gain and possibly a loss of a yard to the 47-yard line.
And the great pursuit out of Kelly, the outside linebacker this side, who made the hit. Good job by the Tennessee defense as Bell looks to break this tackle, and he does. And now he's looking to just get up there and get the first down, but they deprived him of it. They wouldn't let him get there. Great effort by Ziegler, tracking him down on the backside.
2 minutes, 40 seconds left. 3rd and 3 for Boston College. Play of the game from both sides. A first down here could cement it. 8 for 16 BC in third down situations. Frazier is the setback. Cherry in motion. Frazier gets the call and the first down. A flag on the play.
You're going to get a face mask, I think, here late. They may call him on that. But what an effort by the right side of the BC line.
Unintentional face mask on the white team, 5 yards.
So add an extra 5 on the game by Frazier to make it 10.
Look at the right side of the line. An excellent block again by Shanley, the center. And that Frazier's got so much quickness getting up into the seam. And he runs up behind his fullback here. Look at him get right up in there. And right at the end, see that left hand? DeLong, the linebacker, had his hand unintentionally, as they said it, on the face mask. BC benefits with more yardage from that penalty.
At the Tennessee 20, actually 41-yard line. 2:02 left to go. Boston College by 2. And off to Bell. Bell squirts outside. Darren Millen says no way.
And now they've got to work on their timeouts. Tennessee, they got to think about it.
They've got 2 left. And it looks like they're going to call one here. Made an indication for a timeout. They have not indicated who it's going to be against. Now they say it's Tennessee, and they'll have 1 timeout remaining. As Kelly Ziegler comes to the sideline, there you saw Darren Miller. We talked to him earlier in the game. He returned a punt for 96 yards. Jack McNell talking things over with Mike Power. What a big turn of events for Boston College.
They were coming off of 2 tough weeks, and we were here 3 weeks ago to see him against Army, and they struggled to beat Army. They went down and lost to Rutgers in a tough game. Rutgers looked very good against them, and last week they were really taken over by West Virginia. This was their season right now, and they knew they had to get this kind of effort to be close to winning the ball game, and they've gotten a tremendous effort against a very strong Tennessee team.
Well, certainly, as you saw the timeout situation on your screen, Tennessee with 1 remaining. As far as Boston College is concerned, they have the opportunities that lie ahead of them. Tennessee today, they have Notre Dame next week, and then the week following that they have Syracuse. And even though they lie 4-4 with 1 minute and 47 left to go, they still have an excellent opportunity at postseason.
Absolutely, and they realize that, and that's what happened to them last year. If you recall, they finished very strong and ended up in a big win against Georgia in the Hall of Fame Bowl.
He had a situation at quarterback very similar to Mike Power with Sean Hamlin getting booed, and then he led them to 8 straight wins. 2nd down and 9 now for BC. Here's the pitch to Sanders. Sanders turns the corner. Sanders gets tackled by Ziegler at the 34-yard line. Shy of the first down, gain of 7. Timeout, Tennessee.
And here we see Sanders running on the corner behind his big fullback, John Bronner, number 90, and his right guard, Doug Wydell, and he picks up 6 yards. And now they're looking at a 3rd down and about 2. Tennessee has used their last timeout.
No timeouts left for the Volunteers, and another 3rd down situation coming. With 1:34, an important 3rd down, obviously, for both teams. If Boston College makes it, they can just watch the clock run away, and they just have to take care of the ball for about 2 or 3 plays.
They've had some crucial 3rd down situations. As we look over at the Tennessee bench, defensive coaches talking.
You know, Tennessee not only has, they have several people out in their secondary as well. One in particular, as you saw Andre Creamer talking on the sideline with the defensive coaches. They've made some adjustments in the secondary. Jeff France is out today, but a supreme effort by Boston College. 2 yards away from a first down and an opportunity to lock up a win. Double tight end set. Flutie in motion. motion. Power naked sweep. Power tackled at the 42-yard line. Tennessee cannot stop the clock, but it will stop momentarily as they set the ball in the chains.
Very unusual call. They went with the naked bootleg action, and he was going to keep it all the way. He fakes in here, and he's going to try and keep it all the way, but a great effort on the corner.
Clock continues to roll with 1:10 left to go.
By Hovanek, the big defensive tackle. He made the play for Tennessee.
4th down. Coming up for Boston College. They are taking a long time to send the punt unit on. The play clock has now been recycled to 25. The clock now has stopped with 1:10 left. And now we have a delay of game penalty called against Boston College.
Delay of game foul, offensive team.
So BC looking at 4th down, and Rooney having to punt it away. Kramer deep. This is a Tennessee team with exceptional speed.
They've got exceptional speed. The big question is how many people they put up on that line to rush him, and you can bet it's going to be at least 10.
Will they risk the roughing the kicker penalty to possibly get field position with 1:10 left? Ball at the Tennessee 42-yard line. Kramer back to receive. Rooney today has been in the vicinity of 37 yards with his kick. He's had a long one of 41. Tennessee is out of timeouts. Rooney comes to the sideline again, and the officials huddling over on the Boston College sideline as they talk things over here. Now they come back out and will set it again. So Tennessee will get one more opportunity. Punt unit comes on. Rooney back to kick. Kramer standing at his own 15-yard line as you see Rooney once more out of Miramar, Florida. Boston College 4-4. Tennessee in here at 5-1-1. A lot of discussion going on both sidelines now. Officials talking to Johnny Majors on the Tennessee sideline.
They're going to talking about resetting this clock, I believe. That's what they're talking about.
They're going to get on the field phone and talk about resetting the clock to the proper amount of time because the game clock stopped and then the play clock recycled. They're going to take.
That's what they're doing.
Boston College asserted that there should have been more time taken off the clock, and now there is, down to 57 seconds. So the discussion ranges. Now they've taken down to 47 seconds, and it's still going down. And Johnny Majors says, how much are you going to take off? The clock stopped at 1:10. The play clock was still moving.
Okay.
And then it recycled, and there's where we are. 44 seconds left to go. They take 26 seconds off the clock. Tennessee still pleading their case with the officials. Johnny Majors still saying, I think he acknowledges there should have been some time taken off the clock, but whether he agrees whether it was that much.
I don't know if he agrees on anything right now. He just wants to get his hands on his football and see if he can win it.
Well, 26 seconds means a couple of plays. Takes a couple of opportunities away from Tennessee as you see Jack McNell strolling the sidelines on the Boston College bench. It is 4th and about 11. The ball at the Tennessee 42-yard line. It's been there for an eternity as the officials continue to talk with Johnny Majors. Big gathering over there on that near sideline, and Tennessee coaching staff obviously upset that 26 seconds was taken from the clock by the official. 44 seconds remaining. Jim Bell on the day. Get a load of this. 39 carries, 177 yards.
Here we go.
Game clock was stopped at 1:22. It should have continued to run. It ran to 1:10. We took 26 seconds off for the violation of the 25-second clock. The clock is now correct. Let's go.
All right, that's the word from Mr. Harper. Jim Harper working a split crew here. He's from the SEC and the Collegiate Independent Athletic Association assigning.
10 men on the line of scrimmage. Here they come.
Rooney to kick. Big rush on. Gets away, a beautiful kick. It'll go into the end zone. It's a touchback. It fell 1 yard deep. It'll come back out to the 20.
So you got 37 seconds left. Sterling Henton has 37 seconds to move 80 yards for a score.
Big rush on, but BC had it covered. And Rooney got off a quick one.
And he had the wind at his back, and he's an experienced kicker, and he's been doing that all year for him. He's been a very consistent performer. Rooney, the punter.
Sterling Henton isn't very experienced, but he's looked calm and cool. Boston College will move everybody off the line of scrimmage. Henton to throw. Henton scrambles. Murphy chasing. Knocks him out of bounds at the 19-yard line. Loss of 1, 29 seconds showing on the clock. Murphy to chase him out.
Boston College playing just prevent defense. Their safety man is sitting 35 yards downfield. They're not going to give him the long one, but all they really need is to get upfield to get position.
Last time Boston College beat Tennessee was the first time they met in 1941 in the Sugar Bowl. That game, that win, 1913, stopped 3 undefeated seasons. 3 wide receivers to the left. Hinton looking that way, puts it up for Cleveland. Incomplete. 22 seconds left.
He had protection, he had time, they had 3 receivers to one side. They had Cleveland, Miller, and Woods all to one side, all speedsters, and he's just trying to get them upfield and get the ball to him. And he threw the ball a little bit short. Tough situation. As good an athlete as he is for a freshman to be in, and that's Sterling Henton, the freshman quarterback out of Passaic, New Jersey, for the Tennessee Volunteers.
3rd and 11, 22 seconds left. Boston College 20, Tennessee 18, same formation, 3 wides to the left. Henton with time, scrambling out, he'll have to run it. Pearson drives him out of bounds with 15 seconds remaining.
Very hard for Hinton to see these 3 receivers who are flanked to his left side here. He's got to throw the ball. He can't eat it here, but that's your inexperience and the pressure of being put in this situation. He's got to be able to throw the football. He's got to get it off, get it up, make something happen, interference, possible miraculous catch, whatever.
Another sign of inexperience. He's got trips to work to the left side. He instead scrambles to the right side. You want to be rolling at least to the side where your receivers are. He's right-handed, 4th down. Putting it all up in the air. Looking for Cleveland, nearly knocked away. Intercepted by Johnson. At midfield. And pulled down at the 45-yard line. Time expires. Boston College wins. Breaks out at Alumni Stadium, Chestnut Hill, Massachusetts. Boston College wins 20-18. We'll be back after this word from your local station.